Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. It is I, Jesse Milestone, coming to you on this Friday with both good news and bad news.
I have a really bad feeling about this.
Where people were just walking around, just jizzing force all over the place. He looks like he has been drinking soy from his mother's teat. Wrap yourselves in, guys, because we are gonna get mean!
I got him! Great kid! Don't get cocky!
Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. I am Jesse Milestone, your God Empress, and we are here for the Matriarchy. So I am joined, of course, by my amazing, wonderful co-host, Anna, that Star Wars girl.
Hello. I'm sorry you're late. It's my fault. I slept. And Jess texted me like, hey, you alive? And I was like, I'm awake.
We trade off whose fault it is that we're late, but then we have to like double up weeks every here and then. So we trade off whose stream we're making late. Because it's only fair that way. It's like, it's all legal. That's actually how we keep things behind, like, so peace. That's why Ann and I always get along so peacefully and everything's great. Because behind the scenes, we just divvy up our bitchiness. We're like, all right, well, you did this catty thing on this day, so I'm going to do this catty thing to you on this day. And then we're even. That's exactly how friendships work.
I was just sleeping.
I'm totally kidding. You and I don't do anything fucking remotely catty. That's not in our fucking vocabulary. That's not our way. The catty, here's what we do that's catty.
Actual
It's
cat.
a cat. It's a kitty.
It's a kitty. He's like looking around.
Like, what? How did I get here? Pancake, say hello to Auntie Anna. Yeah. Ever since you came over, I've been noticing. I've been like, oh, you are getting chubby, little boy. He's the one you called chubby the other day.
Mm.
He is. He's getting a little belly on him.
No.
He's a little belly. You see the little belly?
Sweet baby.
The other night, I was like lying on the love sack and I put my foot out and I thought I was rubbing Jane's fat belly and it was him. And I'm like, oh no, she pancake. He's addicted.
Aww.
He's addicted to secret treats. It's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like, oh, I get them after I eat food. Okay. So he doesn't eat his meals anymore. He just takes a couple bites and then runs over to try to get the secret treats. Like he's an actual addict. It's very upsetting. We got to work on it.
I do that too with human treats. I'm like, I just want candy.
Yeah, and like you, Shit Pancake will throw increasingly severe tantrums the longer he's deprived of the things that he needs.
I was gonna tell a funny story, and now I cannot think of it.
Shit.
I have no idea what it was.
I told the story the other day. It was something about people falling asleep and like people who are scary to wake up. I told the story about how when we were at Star Wars Celebration, that one night we just left you in the car to go get pizza because we couldn't wake you up. Like we physically couldn't. I think you threatened to kill one of us. Yeah. And so like half an hour later, you came in and you were like, hey, why'd you guys leave me in the car? And I'm like, fear for self-preservation? We saved you pizza though.
I ended up like ordering my own pizza. Remember that?
Oh my God, we had so much pizza in the room on that trip. That was like anytime you got hungry, it was perfect. It was like, oh, there's still pepperoni pizza. Y'all, the rest of you guys go eat your disgusting ethnic food. I will eat more of my deep dish pizza.
I don't think I got deep dish because I hate deep dish pizza.
Oh yeah, it wasn't deep dish. It was like wasn't like square or something, or rectangular.
It was something weird. But
we had at least one rectangular pizza.
I just remember from that freaking trip, like I hate Chicago. Sorry if you're from Chicago. I never want to go back there, which I'm probably going to have to because that's where George Lucas lives and that's where the Star Wars Museum is going to be. So it's like I'm cursed now to go back to the city I despise.
Yeah. Yeah. It's how it's going to be. You're going to be destined to be there all the effing time. The thing I hate about Chicago is just that you have to fly through it to get like most places in the Midwest and that there's always weather delays because there's always weather in Chicago. What just happened? Okay. I see Dr. Coppendale said, sorry about that. My son hit the phone. Did he just like ban a bunch of people by accident from the chat? I'm sure you fixed it, whatever happened. But hi, Dr. Coffin-Nails. It's good to see you. And Wise Guys Entertainment is here. Reese M, what's up? Good to see you, my dude. Holocron Library, Fox, Max Mercer, Angela Schmalky's here. Audrey, who hopefully didn't get permanently booted from the chat by Dr. Coffin-Nails, his evil son. Object Racer 21. Hello, guys. Hello, Emily. Ryuya Show. Welcome, everybody. Roland Gonzalez. Dude, I had that thought, Roland Gonzalez. Okay, you're not wrong though, because I was in my I was at Ralph's today and I was getting allergy medicine and I was like, everybody in here all of a sudden has a vaguely Russian accent. I'm like, wow, did they really find jobs for a bunch of Afghan refugees that quickly? Like, good for them.
Bunch of African refugees?
Afghan.
Oh.
Because it's just like weird.
Afghani sound Russian?
Yeah, I mean they were part of the USSR, so there's a lot. There is a certain crossover between like the Middle Eastern and Russian sounding dialects in certain parts of the world, because of that Soviet bloc crossover. But yeah, so
speaking of like Soviets, have you seen that jar that has Rasputin's penis in it?
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it, and I'm cool. I'm cool to keep it that way. Totally cool to keep it that way.
Jesse hasn't seen Rasputin's dick.
I have not seen Rasputin's dick. I'm good with the number of, like, if I don't see any more dicks than I have currently seen, I'll be all right. I'll be fine.
Oh, we look at that dick at least once a month on the Jack Show.
Oh my God. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say about that.
I mean, that thing's a fucking monster.
I heard it's like the world's largest penis, right? Like he had like the biggest penis of any man ever recorded or something.
I don't know. That dude was fucking weird.
He definitely was. Raj H, thank you for the super chat. Hope you're both doing well. Sorry, last super chat for a while. No worries. Would like to save some money. Dude, I feel you. Trust me, I understand. I'll still be here, though. Well, that's awesome. We'll look for you in the chat no matter what, Raj H. So feel free to still contribute. Send us those thumbs up and stuff. We'll look for them, whether or not you're sending them via big, giant super sticker form or just, little emoji form. Lost my outfit. Front door, back door, angry penguin. Boyfriend, celebrity crush. Kiaru from Redo of Healer, choose wisely. Okay, so what's an angry penguin? Because I get the rest of it. Boyfriend, celebrity crush, and I don't know who Kiaru is. I'm guessing
Russell
lost
Hall.
my outfit is Russell Hall for the day. But I mean, what's an angry penguin? I need to know that before I make this decision. Hi, Mary. I see.
I don't get it. Boyfriend, celebrity crush, Kiara from Redo of Healer. She's front door, back door,
So front doors, who are you, front, back door, back. What the fuck is an angry penguin? Because before I decide who's doing what to me, I need to know what the fuck an angry penguin is.
Is that like an Urban Dictionary term we have to look up?
Well, Russell Hall, you can educate us.
I've never heard of angry penguin either.
I've heard of an angry dragon. But
Google angry penguin. Is that like a sex position?
Is Anna in a cupboard? No, not that.
My microphone is right here. I don't know why you guys can't hear me.
You sound vaguely like you sound clear and all that, but you do sound a little different than normal.
What about now?
More like normal.
Okay.
Okay. An angry penguin is when a girl drops a guy's pants and gives him a standing Hummer. Before he pops, she stands up and walks away, causing him to flap his arms and waddle after like an angry penguin. Oh God! So it's like the opposite of an angry dragon, which is when she's doing that. And just before he finishes, he smacks her. He punches her in the nose and smacks her in the back of the head, so that she squirts the cum and blood out her nose and looks like an angry dragon. So,
I don't want to do either of those ever.
I don't know who the Redo of Healer person is, but I guess I'm angry penguining them. I'll take my boyfriend in the front because my celebrity crush is probably smaller. So there. That's your answer. Which celebrity crush am I picking? I'll go with David Tennant for today.
Really? David Tennant?
He's one of mine. He's like one of my up there's. David Tennant, Tom Hiddleston.
He's got like 5 or 6 kids.
Yeah, but like I'm never actually like I don't actually want to meet her. I'm very like these are like fantasy, like one off. Like, hey, you and me on a remote island with get out of jail free cards. Let's do it up for 12 solid hours. Yeah.
Well, I guess like his son like told him like he's like you guys need to like learn what like birth control is because him and his wife they just keep having kids.
Yeah. Yep. But oh,
So imagine having like your 17-year-old kid tell you need to start using birth control because you're having too many babies.
Roland Gonzalez, a donkey punch is totally different. A donkey punch. What the fuck? What's a donkey punch now?
Why are these even things?
It's something. The donkey punch, I think, is when you hit them and then hold on, and they kick like a donkey or something like that. Because then there's also the buck and bronco, which is different, where you whisper, "I have AIDS," and then see how long you can hold.
Why
on.
are these things?
So, there's one that ends. The most brutal combination I ever heard ends in a toboggan, and in that version, she's unconscious and bleeding, and in the toboggan, you're riding her body down the stairs. So, that's why are these things? Because Urban Dictionary exists and people get bored. Emily, thank you for the super chat. Why? Oh God, Anna, can you read this? I won't read this out loud.
Why did the picture go to jail? Because it was framed.
Thanks for the super chat, you fucking miserable whore.
Whoa.
I hate puns. She knows it too. She fucking knows. She does this to me. She texts me puns now too. And I'm like, no, keep sending me. She's like, is my sense of humor too horrible for you? And she sends me the most hilarious, offensive shit that you'll ever see. And I'm like, nah, this is great. Keep it coming. Then she gets in the fucking pun jokes. I'm like, please, I would rather bleed from the eyeballs. I love you, Emily. You suck. Lost my office. I would not recommend giving Kiaru an AP. All right, so who is Kiaru from Redo of Healer?
He's the dude that rapes everyone.
Oh, okay. So if I try to give him an angry penguin, he's going to come after me and rape me. Is that what's up?
Drug you, rape you, torture you, possibly kill you.
Oh, I'm totally giving this guy an angry penguin. This sounds like the beginning of a really exciting weekend. Yeah, I'm on board. I stick to my original answer.
I have no comment.
Hey, Alexander Leonam, what's up? Good to see you, my dude. I will catch up with you again soon because I owe you that. Well, topics. The topics. I'm like, let's do it. You know what's funny? I actually really enjoy this. Speaking of topics, speaking of things, like we're speaking of the one we're going to get into where there's so much hatred going around, where they're coming for Anna once again. Speaking of coming for people, has Drunk made any progress in getting out of Twitter jail?
I think he'll be back in 7 days.
Okay. He's just a 7 day ban thing.
I think so.
Oh, that's so obnoxious. Yeah, in case you guys haven't heard, Drunk 3PO is in Twitter jail again. Again, because he's the most obnoxious, vile human being in the world. But no, I'm finally at a place. I really enjoy this. I'm finally at a place in my life where I feel like I'm getting the appropriate amount of hatred that I always came to YouTube for. I came to YouTube to be a polarizing asshole who pisses a lot of people off. And like, I've gotten just way too much unanimous support in my time on here. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited. So thank you. Shout out to all the haters. Shout out to people like Walter Mason, who like carries this ridiculous hate boner for me and can't not comment on my videos. Like he's just so desperately in his comments wants me to like die and go away. But I'm like, yeah, but then what would you do with your time? My favorite was in the last, huh?
Who is this kid?
Oh, just some idiot in the comments who's like every time I think he might have been one of the ones who was on the Richard videos being like, no, Richard, go stream with better people. She sucks. And I read it to Richard and we laughed about him. But I was like, but ever since then, I'm like, okay, so you found my channel because maybe you follow Richard too or something and happened to stumble across it and you can't stand me because whatever reason. I'm like, and you're still here. You're still here. You watch everything I put out. Why?
No, that is the thing. Like, people do that. They go and they watch. It's like they hate you so much, but then...
Because I don't read all their comments. I don't read most of them usually. Usually once I see that they have commented, I just skim right by. I'm like, okay, thank you. That's so great. Because
sometimes it's funny, like the dedication. I'm like,
right,
dude, you guys like pay more attention to me than my mom. Like,
the
percentage come over for Christmas? Like, what's going on?
The percentage viewed, the watch hours, the engagement. I should enlist these people as my secretaries. There are people all the time want to know, oh, did you say this? What did you say on that stream? What did you say on that stream? Fuck, I'll just get this guy to be like, well, clearly you've watched every single one. You've eaten up every minute of this. So Why don't you tell me? Because I should utilize these people. They're really doing me a service. At the end of the day, my other favorite one. Oh my god! So I don't know if you saw my meant to offend video. I was thinking about it. And I've gone off on this occasionally before about how I really don't think Game of Thrones was ever that great of a show. And the thing that's actually gotten me on it recently is Peaky Blinders. And I don't know if you've picked back up from where you were when we were talking.
I have not.
So I did and loved the season 2 finale. And then the first episode of season 3, Jeff and I were like, we're like kind of hard out. And then by the end of the second episode, we were very much back in. And by the end of this third episode, I'm like, God damn. Like, oh, that's what it was. The third episode comes in by the end of the opening, like the 10-minute hook of this hour-long episode. I'm like, I can't believe there's still more. I thought this was the whole fucking episode. And that really got me thinking back onto Game of Thrones and how much time was wasted and all this and that, whatever. And of course, it's an easy one to get people riled up and get their panties in a wad on over. But somebody in that one left like 4 different comments, and one of them was like, "Come on, have the balls to come and fight me in the comments section." And I'm just like, dude, your attention, like you're screaming for it, like it can't be any more obvious. Go get therapy, get help, something, like hug a teddy bear. But like, I'm not going to engage with you in this way because it's just going to fuel the sickness that is clearly overtaken your mind. And I can't help you by engaging with you in the way that you want. I can only help you by trying to show you a better way. You know?
No, yeah, there's a lot of people out there with hate boners.
That's where I'm at with all this stuff now. Like you cannot teach people who don't want to be. You have to teach them their children throwing tantrums, and you must treat them like children throwing tantrums. Just like our lovely lady playing Faye Valentine in the new Cowboy Bebop live action TV series.
That wonderful ray of sunshine.
You hit the nail on the head. Is there anyone who hasn't heard these comments yet or seen it or whatnot? We can pull up a video if you haven't, but Anna's already done 3 different takes now, 3 different videos on this subject with the new information. Because it started with the images that came out and then this actress deciding to respond to the fans who were not thrilled with the way they're portraying this character. And then, which of course causes people to do some digging and prove the vast amount of hypocrisy that demonstrates why you shouldn't be sitting here fucking running your mouth at the fans and the people you're supposed to want to like you, when you are guilty of the very things you're trying to sit here and preach against. So that's the TLDR.
Not only that, it was like, the thing with her costume, it's like you look at the guys. I mean, they race swapped all of the characters, but the guys' costumes actually look similar to the anime.
Even with that one guy that they made the big black guy, they even made the facial hair. They even tried to go, 1-to-1 with the facial hair, the haircut. They really worked to make the outfits correct.
That's Jet.
They went, huh?
His name is Jet.
Okay, so Jet, and they went for the build too. They went for somebody who was bulky, who had a similar build. Same thing with the one in the suit. Clearly went for a build. A skinny dude went for a skinny fitted suit on that guy. Which, by the way, so all right, let's dial back. Let's give you guys the full context. For those who are looking for the full context. Also, if you're just joining us, please make sure you press the like button. And make sure you go sub to Anna as well. Cowboy Bebop was an anime. A lot of I never got around to watch it. I still want to. I actually do really want to watch it. The things I know about it are that
you don't even have to have seen the anime to see, what's literally right there.
It's very, very obvious what's been changed. And so there was an anime film made of that. Oh, hi Guy, thank you for showing up. There was an anime film made which again, kept the art style, kept the characters visually the same, and this is what where a lot of the art, when you look up art from the original, you see a lot of the like cover art and stuff from that. That's the thumbnail for this stream, and exactly what we were just talking about. There are 3 other characters in one of the promotional stills here. We'll just do this real quick. I'll just share the thumbnail. I think I just have it up here really easily. Here we go. So Boom. Okay. So there's these three characters are pictured also in this still image that you can see from the live action part on the far right. Yeah, far right there. And like we were just talking about, the other two characters, yes, they made the big guy a black guy. The Jet's a black dude, but they went for the build. They went for a very similar style of outfit. They even have the red shirt underneath, and seem to be following the facial hair. The suit for the gentleman in the middle is 1-to-1, and then like beautifully, like down to the thin tie, skinny pants, skinny tailored pants, the shoes and everything. And then we get to Faye Valentine. It's a pretty simple outfit. We've got gold shorts, a gold bra-esque halter top, connected by some, if you see her without the shawl on, connected by some ribbonage. And
those are actually suspenders holding her shorts up, and they go up underneath.
Okay, so they go underneath the bra. So she's got shorts with suspenders, and then she's got the halter top bra over top of that. And basically just a shawl, like a red shawl kind of put around, which, God, if it got in the way.
It's just a jacket. It's a jacket that she has tied.
A jacket off her shoulders. So, which, if it was getting in the way when she was fighting, she could always, I don't know, cast it aside for the fight. And yes, apparently this outfit we see before us could not be translated into a live action outfit that was comfortable and made sense for the actor to move in.
Even though, like, she makes a big thing about mobility, I'm like, bitch, you're wearing thigh-high boots. You want to tell me you can do stunts in that, but not in these?
Right? Like, those shorts look like there's some sort of not very flexible material. The shirt and the jacket are the same, some kind of like leather or pleather material. Not a whole lot of
you can't move in that shit.
So that's what we're being offered. Where to start? The obvious that this is one in the many successions of removing any strap or shred of femininity from a woman's body. I guess I can leave this up so people know what we're discussing. There's exactly. I'm almost left speechless because I'm like, I don't even know where to begin with this. I don't even know where to start with what's wrong with this. Because we in addition to just the change, right? We can start just with that. We can start with right away, you have a clear decision to change the way you're presenting the female character. We know this because the information is in front of us. The information is there. The images of the men look exactly like the images, the cartoon anime drawings of the men. The woman does not. There is a clear decision. So why? Why are you making the decision to cover from head to fucking toe? Why? In what culture is it considered horrifically inappropriate for women to show skin?
Especially a woman that, fully utilizes her sexuality and her sex appeal.
Extremist religions. That's it. Extremist religions. Orthodox Judaism wants women to be covered up. Extreme Islam requires women to be covered head to toe. Extreme forms of Christianity, while don't typically require a dress code, tend to buy into ideas of modesty and et cetera, to a fault. Extremism. And there's not a knock on religion, right? Religion's fine. Extremism of any form, not so fine. So we go into extremism, and you find extremism in religion, the thing that, I thought the SJWs fucking hate, right? I thought organized religion is Satan, right? Well, ironic, right? I thought organized religion is like the devil to them. Something that they hate, that they despise, that they can't stand because it's all about the patriarchy and the white man and the blah, 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 blah. And yet it is extremist religion that is the one thing that culturally says women should be covered. Women must be covered. It is better and more appropriate for women to be covered. So how is this feminist? How is this positive? How is this body positivity?
Well, also, so Spike, the main character. So I was reading this interview with the actor John Cho, and he was saying that he knew that he was too old for the part, but he's like, what am I gonna do? Not take this job opportunity? He's like, I want to do it, so he took it.
Yeah.
But then he talks about how in the first episode he has to get shirtless, so he worked out to lean up, and I'm like, could you imagine if they had to have the woman shirtless in the first episode? Oh my God, they'd clutch their pearls. But the men, it's like every man has to look like Jason Momoa, like Henry Cavill, like Chris Hemsworth or Chris Evans, any of the Chris's from Marvel. It's like all the guys are on these intense, workout regimens, and the women are just like, now it's like, no, how dare you, male gaze. And it's like, but you're totally fine with the female gaze? All right.
Right? Exactly. Like, this is equality means equality. It doesn't mean selective. It doesn't mean that's like, you cannot deny. You're just trying to flip the script. Like, how is it okay to objectify the men? I mean, I think it's always okay to objectify everybody all of the time. But how do you justify these kinds of attitudes, objectifying men, all the shit that Robert Pattinson took for not wanting to work out, and justifiably so, when you're applying the standard completely differently?
Right, justifiably. So he signed him to play Batman. Motherfucker better go and hit the fucking gym.
Exactly. Wow, you agreed to do this role. Do it the correct fucking way. And so then, but you also that. Okay, so the actor came out and said, I knew I was too old for the role, but I wasn't going to turn down a role. I would have done if I were this chick. I would have turned around and gone, okay, and I would just put out like a casual Instagram picture of like, oh, just dressed up for the weekend, and I would have been wearing that outfit just to basically be a nod to the fans, be like, look, here's me in the outfit. Ta-da, not my choice. I don't have control of the costume. You could do that easily without actively whatchamacallit, without making the studios feel any way or like putting them on blast or anything like that, but giving a little nod to the fans. There are plenty of ways to have done that. Not what actors should do. Catch up on the super chats real quick and we'll get into
she's not sending a nod to the fan because she's not a fan. She's just a Hollywood actress looking for her 5 minutes of fame because she's been doing this for a long time, and this is the first big thing. Like, this is the first time I've heard of this chick in the fucking news, is the fact that she's throwing a temper tantrum on Twitter.
Exactly. So I just caught up on super chats real quick and we'll tell you guys, fill you in on exactly what she said if you're not already familiar. Lost my outfit. Thank you so much, Rosal. A donkey punch is when you're banging in the style of the donkey and from the front. Yes, okay, that's what I think I knew that was on that. Switch from the front door to the back door before you pop and you punch her in the back of the head. Yes, it's don't do that to anybody.
Why are these things? I don't understand.
Oh my God. Okay. Emily, I don't know if this one's horrible enough that I'll read it. And I think you have to read this one. It's still a pun, but it's kind of
what's the opposite of Christopher Reeves? Christopher Walken. Aww.
It's really dark.
That's mean.
But hilarious. That's why it's funny. Cesario Japan, or as we like to call him, Caesar Jarpin. Welcome. Thank you for the super chat. Daniela Pineda supposedly deleted her anti-fan rant video, and another that implied a facial, trying to cover up or Netflix ordered radio silence. I want to know more about this implied a facial video.
Oh, the facial, it's like cum. It's like, she's like, this is how I put on like my lotion or something, and somebody squirts it off camera as if it's like getting like cum on her face.
Wow.
I don't know where the video is. The video is somewhere. I can try find. I think I retweeted it like a few days ago.
So yep. So that's your lovely actress taking cum shots. Also, guys, check out Anna's video because I really like what you did with the little Photoshop, like photo over job thing. There's one of her previous roles, Daniela's previous roles features her in an outfit that's cut very similar to the one that Faye Valentine is supposed to wear. It's just a shiny top and bottom. Bra style, like just a bikini style top, briefs on the bottom, shiny and pink. And did a really nice job of just recolorizing it to be that nice gold color. And oh my God, there she is. A much closer approximation than what was given. And something that clearly the actress has demonstrated she is already very comfortable wearing on screen, striking sexy poses and doing physical things in. So clearly it wasn't a problem. But as Anna also was quick to point out, little hallmarks like the nose job that she had, and the fact that she's now at 34, and this is the biggest thing she's ever done. you called it out perfectly. And actually, there were some people had already seen your videos and were talking about it on our channel yesterday. And a lot of people really just agreed with your take that it's a hallmark of insecurity, and it is, and it's exactly the same as the entire rest of this woke movement. It's insecure people who would rather put the blame for everything that goes wrong in their lives on anybody else rather than doing the fucking work to grow up a little bit.
Yep.
It's that
Well,
simple.
no, and I mean, this is what like every freaking one of those Hollywood actresses do nowadays is they do the virtue signal about, oh, women's bodies, but they've had so Brie Larson has had a nose job and a boob job, right? And so, but all these weirdos, they're like, you're trying to say that she needs to get a boob job. I'm like, no, I simply said if she's concerned about her, her boobs not being double D's like this character, which nobody else said. Everyone was just complaining about the costume.
Yeah, said literally no one.
I was just like, well, there's ways to fix that if you want. And I'm like, she obviously isn't against plastic surgery because she's already fucking had it. She's got a fucking nose job. Like her old nose versus this nose, completely fucking different noses,
Yep.
But I mean, no, yeah, keep virtue signaling about an outfit chick when she literally wears slutty shit all the fucking time.
Exactly. We're talking about an industry too where it is commonplace for people to permanently and temporarily vastly change the states of their bodies. I mean, as unhealthy as it fucking is, no one sits there and goes, oh my God, it's so bad for his image when Christian Bale, it's so bad for his self-esteem when Christian Bale's to lose or put on all that weight for his roles. No, he just fucking does it in service of the goddamn role. We are the ones who imbue it with this meaning. We make it like, oh my God, asking a woman to put on weight or take weight or change her body or this or that. We are the ones who make it this precious fucking thing by treating it like it's this precious fucking thing. If you just treat women like we're human goddamn beings, we're not going to fucking die. If you suggest that, hey, if you want bigger tits, get bigger tits, fucking just treat us like that. Just do that. See what fucking happens. What's going to happen is that some people are going to just be like, okay, thank you for talking to me like I'm a human. And the rest of them are going to fucking cry, go home and either hole up and fucking die or grow thicker skin and become regular adults.
Well, no, also it's like, I keep getting a lot of people because one weirdo clipped my video and I'm just like, you do really, because you're telling her to get plastic surgery. I'm like, no, I never said she needs to get plastic surgery. And I even say in the video, I'm like, I think her old nose is better. I said she has obviously shown that she is not against doing that, and that's why she's bringing up the 2-inch waist, the height, and the boob size is because those are things that she is actually insecure about.
Exactly. And that's I also can't stand those. 6 foot, so you can find a 6'10", 2-inch waist. First of all, the character isn't even those specs. She's not even fucking 6'10" or whatever bullshit nonsense she was saying.
She's 5'6". The chick that's playing Daniela is 5'5".
Yeah, come on. No one's fucking on you about your height. Also, it's fucking Hollywood. You're 5'5". Your height's not a goddamn problem. Fucking Hollywood. No, and it never has been. That's not the reason you don't have a goddamn career, lady. Probably your unlikability. Just lucky for you. It's the age of the goddamn shrew in Hollywood. Lost my habit. Thank you for the super J, Russell. I just want to point out that my avatar this week is Daniela Pineda, Faye Valentine, proudly displaying her dignity while possibly firing one off.
Yeah, it's she's done full frontal nude stuff. You can go find all that stuff out there, but all of a sudden, no, you're playing this beloved anime character and you can't wear the costume, but the guys can wear the costume.
So also, showing her ass on a toilet holding a gun is totally tasteful, but wearing a gold body bikini style bodysuit to fight crime is fucking.
Well, some people are just like, oh, she's a comedian. I'm like, to be a comedian, you have to be funny.
Yeah, it's called being funny. That's you're not that, lady. You're not that. Easy ways to not be funny. Bitch about first world fucking problems. Bitch about the fact that you got the biggest break of your goddamn life and you're upset that not enough people were happy for you. Fuck off. Oh my God. Thank you to whoever made this. SJW Jesse, it's good to see you. For those who want to see more of her, she'll be back tomorrow, by the way. Find out what we're canceling next. Spoilers, it's America. Oh my God, you bigots. She's more than Dee Dee's. Pineda is Faye. Oh my God, thanks SJW Jesse. That was painful to get through. Stupid blue hair. Stupid face off of here. Thank you though to whoever made that account. It's I was just thinking how badly we need one. Emily, thank you for the super chat. I failed my biology test. The question was what is commonly found in cells? Apparently black people isn't the correct answer.
Oh God.
I love you, Emily. I love you. See, that kind of joke is great because like what could an SJW say about that? They're the ones who scream about the unbalanced incarceration rates. So you actually that's like a gotcha joke there.
Well, no, they're allowed to talk about it, but no one else is, you know.
Exactly. Only there. If we joke about it, it's because we're racist. Not because that, comedy is the way that we deal with things or comedy is the way that we talk about things that otherwise aren't supposed to be talked about. That's what people forgot. Oh, good. SJW Jesse was offended by Emily's joke. People have forgotten that that's what comedy was originally for, as we go around canceling every comedian for fucking jokes, and allow people like Daniela Pineda to consider herself a comedian for what? For making a sassy clapback? Was that her attempt at comedy? Her sassy clapback at the fans? Like, bitch, come on. That's social justice Jesse level of satire, and that's lazy satire. We all know this. The whole point is that it's lazy satire because she's a fucking parody of wokeness, which is ridiculous and stupid. Like, I don't know what it is with these people. It's like they think they're so much better than you that they can. I think that's the thing. I think that's what it is. It's that they really.
That's what happens with fame, right?
Well, it's not just fame though. It's the barriers that have been torn down with social media and that have allowed all these people who are still chasing fame as if it means something real. Who are so terrified by this idea that social media reveals you all to just be regular fucking people. And they so desperately need that fame and celebrity to try to make themselves feel like they're better than everyone else. So now all they have is trying to act like they're better than everyone else. That's all they want it for. That's what they need it for. It's like the difference between cops who, get into the profession to try to make, the neighborhoods better and cops who get into the profession because they're on a power trip and, got bullied in fucking school.
I got it to work.
Yay! Anna's here for real.
I'm here.
But yeah. So I just it was just like it could have been if you actually had a legitimate group of people coming out and saying those things about her and making videos left and right about, just this and that. And she could have pulled up those clips and then clapped back at him that way. We'd have all been here like, oh my God, yes, queen, tell them, whatever. Like, actually, yeah. Great example was my friend Lindsay. You've met Lindsay like a bunch of times. Do you remember when she was like on Reddit because of she was a Victoria's Secret model and then she got into coding and she got into computer coding and she wasn't taken seriously at first and so she went on the site that's basically like Reddit for coders and just like became a super top valued user until people started asking her for advice and she started getting jobs off of that. And so she worked her way up in that world on her own merit, very proud, like was very proud of that. And so somebody else, found her Instagram and was like, oh my God, let me post an article about how stunning and brave this woman is. And it's like, this Victoria's Secret model also codes in these languages and that. It's like, okay, great. Someone wants to put a little like, oh my God, look how great she is. I'm always happy when it happens for her because I'm like, Lindsay is great. She deserves more fame. But then a bunch of people wanted to like actually come to her Instagram and be like, oh my God, what language? Because she posted the like picture from it on her Instagram. I was like, thank you for whoever made this article. And a bunch of people came to her Instagram, like straight to her Instagram and were like, what are you coding? I bet you hello world and this and that, like shitting on her coding abilities. At which point she responded. And that's what, and that landed on the front fucking page of Reddit because it was a very, very clear and documented example of assholes coming to somebody who has worked somewhere place on her merit and trying to tear her down because they're assholes, and her going, "You're a fucking asshole." Plain and simple. Done. Wonderful. Boosted her stock like 1,000 fucking fold. You know what doesn't happen to your stock when you invent enemies so you can run around bitching at them to try to make yourself sound so tough and cool? Yeah, it does not go up from that kind of shit. It does not go up. This is not, those examples are out there of celebrities being attacked and putting people in their place. This is not fucking one of those. It's like, does she think that? Like, do you think she legitimately feels that way? Like, in her, like, she's convinced herself that she's like, "Oh my God, I'm such a fucking hero," or do you think she knows that she's just looking
I think
for?
I mean, looking into her, I think she's very insecure. I think she's a very insecure person, and it's like she knows what her flaws are, but when somebody's insecure, they don't like it when other people can see their flaws and point it out to them. So she heard people say the costume for the Netflix show doesn't look like the one from the anime. But what she heard was, I'm in the costume, therefore I don't look right for the anime. Right. And so that's why she did the little video, and she talked about her body, and she made that whole comment about, oh yeah, time travel. And then she's like, oh yeah, I can't do stunts in tissue paper. It's like, well, you wore that. It's like, nobody's asking you to. It's like every fucking woman in the world owns a pair of yoga pants. It's like, oh, so are you saying that all of those women that competed in the Olympics that were Olympic, gymnasts? I mean,
Yeah.
by the spandexy material.
When I was in high school, I was the person being like, those aren't pants. Those are leggings. You can see your underwear straight the fuck through it. You can see your ass crack and every fucking wrinkle on your goddamn skin through those. Those aren't pants. And then the rest of the world was like, insisted that they were fucking pants until everyone just wore, literal tights around where you can, like, half of leggings, you can still just see people's underwear straight the fuck through it. And everyone's like, yeah, this is cool. We're all okay with this as society. Like, I'm sorry. Until y'all want to give that shit up, until y'all are going to go back to wearing baggy ass bullshit all the fucking time in your regular life, I don't want to fucking hear you tear down any woman who is presented in a sexy manner.
I'm sorry, I wear leggings all
I
the
do
time.
too, all the fucking time.
But I make sure you can't see my underwear through them.
Exactly. I do that check hardcore. I'll get to the ones where I'm like, okay, I'm running a little heavy this month. I can't wear these anymore because you can see too much now. No, absolutely. Like, no, I have limits. I have boundaries. But when I got to the point, I'm like, all right, we're really actually, because that was the thing for a long time when it was that sort of like yoga pants were still sort of considered a little scandalous and this and that. I couldn't fucking wear them. You see my thighs. You see what's going on down there. I couldn't wear that fucking shit in its early inceptions. No fucking way. But when it finally became more acceptable and they built them to cover asses like mine, I was like, all right, fine. Y'all decided this is acceptable. You can deal with this thing in your face now. You can't touch it. You can't fucking have it, but it's fucking here. Deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like wearing yoga pants out and about, but I like the leggings. With leggings, it's I don't know. I just feel more comfortable. Maybe it's because my leggings are made out of like cotton, whereas like or yoga pants are made out of spandex. Something about spandex is like cold, And so I'm always cold. So it's like I have yoga pants and I'll wear them like from time to time, but I always much prefer wearing leggings. But there are these like really cute. So do you know the brand Gymshark?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, let me show you. Sorry, guys, we're going to talk about women's fashion. Well,
Actually,
so I've been really wanting to, because so at my old, like before we got the house, we were living in this apartment complex, and they had a gym and a pool. So I didn't need a gym membership, but so now I'm like, fuck, I want to get back. I used to swim every single day. So I'm like, I want to get back into swimming, but I don't really have any. I think I like threw out all of my workout clothes because they were like so cheap before. Okay, I'm gonna terribly share my screen with you guys
by all means.
A moment.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna pull this up. Thank you, Emily, for super chatting for chatting. Yes, chatting. Michelle O'Rourke says, Manless, you've been one of my friends for a while, so I thought it only fitting that you get to be here when Devin and I are deciding to celebrate with my friends the name of my little girl. Aww. Yay! That's so exciting. So are you? So as in, you are celebrating now and are going to share this with us now, or there is another time where you are going to be celebrating where we'll need to find out, because I'm very curious of this name for this naming now. So
Okay, I guess they don't even make it anymore.
I did take a recent trip to Athleta. I do love that store, even though it's stupid expensive.
To where?
Athleta, whatever.
Oh, ombre. That's what I have to call it. I always fucking forget.
Oh,
well, so the
Faye
brand is
Valentine, yeah.
well, so the brand is called Gymshark, but it okay. They're not doing the same anymore. I'll show you guys this one.
All
But
right.
I was like, fuck, I want this. I don't want this one, but it's kind of similar. What the hell?
We got her name. Her name is Rose Sharon O'Rourke Johansson.
Aww.
Oh, Rose is. I love the name Rose.
My grandmother's name was Sharon.
I've always meet exceptional roses. Like I've never met just a blah rose. You know, all the roses I've met are always exceptional. So, thank you, Michelle. Oh, I'm so glad that you've shared this with us. That's really wonderful. Aw. Guys, send some love. Guys, if there's a rose emoji out there, right? Send a rose emoji. Drop some rose emojis in the chat, or flower emojis for Michelle and her baby girl. All right, so do we have?
Okay, so it's like this. It's like the ombre thing. I know, and it came in like different colors and stuff, and I was like, okay, I kind of want this.
Yeah.
But I'm not really. I like crop tops, but not really when I'm working out. You know. But I was like, ooh, like that looks so freaking nice. And this is the one that they have on the site right now. And I'm like, I don't know if wearing light blue to a gym is going to work. But I mean, it comes in like different colors and stuff. I don't know. Why am I talking about workout clothes again?
Because I was talking about how I gave into the trend when we were discussing it between leggings and these and or leggings and spandex, leggings and yoga pants, and which one are, I always thought it was legging. No, yeah, I guess it's, yoga pants are the spandexy ones because that's what I tend to wear is stuff with spandex because I do sweat a lot when I fence and stuff and do athletic things. So.
See, I sweat in strange places. It's like I sweat like under my boobs. It's just like right there. And like, so like that part of my shirt down is just soaked usually. And then I sweat, like on my back. I think that's probably because I'm super hairy, but I know it's like I don't sweat in the normal places. I sweat in abnormal places, and I don't know. Maybe boob sweat is a popular thing, but so
anyway. Like one of my worst ones is just from my head now, like the back of my head. Ever since I was in a place I never sweat from I never sweat period from anywhere on my body except my pits until I started fencing. And like I'd already hit puberty at that point, but once I started fencing and like unleashed the sweat glands, then it was just like forever.
Well, I think one of the things with me though is that it's like I would always swim. Swimming works out every fucking muscle in your damn body, and I'm literally built for swimming as short as I am because I have my freakishly long arms. I'm a very quick swimmer. I also have this irrational fear that there's a shark in the pool and it's chasing me. So I'm swimming for my fucking life.
Wait, you're afraid of sharks in pools too?
Yes.
I'm not afraid of sharks in oceans. I'm only afraid of sharks in swimming pools. Deep ends of swimming pools.
I'm afraid of them everywhere.
I am afraid of sharks in the deep end of a swimming pool if nobody else is in the deep end with me and or at night. Mm-hmm. That is what I'm afraid of.
I just have this irrational fear that there are sharks, but like other people have to be in the pools, right?
Thing is, I'm cool in the ocean. I'm down. I'm down for being in the ocean. I can be in the ocean, no problem.
I can't.
I don't know though. I have not tested this. I have not gone into a pool alone at night in a while, so I don't know if the shark fear.
Well, see, I was like with the Suicide Squad too. I'm like, my biggest fear are fucking sharks, and there's fucking shark. I'm like, that is my fear, and I was like. When he's like trying to eat her when she's sleeping, I'm like,
it's actually a scary movie. This is horror.
That part's hard to watch because I'm like, it's an it is a pretty rational fear because sharks are a thing that will fucking eat you.
Absolutely.
But so my point I was trying to make with like, since we went on the tangent of workout clothes, was it's like people always tease me because I'm eating candy all the time and like, you're just gonna get fat, you're gonna get fat, and I want to just be like, F you guys, and then I'm like, I'm gonna start going to the gym. So I found a good gym by me, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. They offer massages too after you work out. I'm like,
Ooh.
I know. But so I gotta wait until some of these COVID restrictions lift, because I was even talking to the person about like the membership thing, and I was like, well, like, are you guys gonna close again? Am I like gonna pay all this money and then I'm not even gonna be able to use it? And the lady was just like, I would wait. And I was like, okay, I'll wait. But that's gonna be one of the things that I want to do, is just like start posting gym pics. And I'm like, but with my chocolate bar. I was like, yeah, guys, I'm at the gym, I'm swimming, or I'm working out. Look at my Hershey's. So I need to get cute workout clothes. But I'm like, fuck, I really don't like spandex because it's like, it makes me cold. So I'm like, I have to find cute ones. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear you. That makes sense. There's a lot of like, there's blends and stuff now. That's like, and thick ones. I have like a pair of like winter leggings that I absolutely adore, but can never wear because it's always too hot. Let me catch up on a couple of you guys' super chats. We'll give Russell all the last word on the Faye Valentine, Daniela Pineda topic. Daniela Pineda made those comments because virtue signaling is the currency of modern Hollywood. It's a sign of fealty to the ruling powers. Exactly. And it's a very, very well put. Emily, what's an Ethiopian walking a dog? A vegetarian. I saw someone say they didn't get it. It's because if he ate meat, he would eat the dog because they food. Anyway, it's a joke about people who are starving in Africa. Philibooty says, hang on, Social Jessie is satire? Social Justice Jessie responded to that on her very own and said that she's very serious, and then immediately accused Valiant Renegade of racism or something. So,
oh my God,
Renegade, thank you so much. Huh?
Go ahead and read your super chat, then I want to tell you something.
Valiant Renegade, thank you so much for the awesome super chat. Evening, ladies. Great to see y'all. Thanks for keeping the conversation, entertainment, and distractions going as for just down here in Louisiana this week. Keep up the great work, Jesse and Anna. Thank you, Valiant Renegade, and hopefully you're doing. I'm glad to see you made it. I guess you've got power and internet, so that's a good sign for being down in Louisiana right about now. Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone else down there is, managing in the aftermath of the Giganto Hurricano.
Okay. There's a hurricane going on, huh?
And yes, thank you, Emily, for the super chat. Obviously, we did get to Michelle's lovely message for Rose and Alejandro Cervantes. That was why all the roses, because Michelle O'Rourke's baby is going to be Rose Sharon O'Rourke Johansson. So that's why we have all the roses. And what else? What else was there? And oh my God. Another one from Emily. Why did Princess Diana cross the road? Because she wasn't wearing her seatbelt.
I honestly, now I've watched some of those conspiracy things. I think she was killed.
I have yet to dig deep into those conspiracies, but I am curious.
Well, so one of the things is that it was speculating. So her boyfriend at the time, I don't remember his name, but it's theorized that she was pregnant when she was killed.
I think I did hear that one.
So let me ask you, Jesse, do you like watching videos of like people getting like their neck popped or their back popped?
Not usually. I like getting it done to me, but I don't usually like watching videos and stuff.
Okay, well, I'm gonna make you watch one, if that's okay.
Sure. Vision Archer, thank you for the super sticker. Send us a Shiba Inu. How's it going? It's going great. We're here with the Matriarchy. It's the best day of the week. So,
okay, so this is I kind of want to go. Why is the volume not on?
I don't know, but I'm okay with it.
Oh, here we go. Gosh, come on. What the fuck? Are you guys seeing that? What? On. Hold on. Why the fuck does it keep jumping? Let me make it bigger. What the fuck?
Is there?
Okay, 1 second. Let me get this to fucking work.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit. We're just limping along here. No power. Got water back yesterday. No internet. Finally got full cellular back yesterday. Holy shit. All we got. Thousands of power / telephone poles ripped to shreds. Appreciate my YouTube family trucking along. Oh my God, we appreciate you, Valiant Renegade. And please let us know if there's anything we can do to help out. Because fuck, God, I didn't realize. I said, oh, he must have power, internet, something. Nope, just cellular. Well, thank you for tuning in. I'm glad we can bring you a little brightness and all that, and all the crazy. All righty.
Okay, can you hear? Let me know if you can hear this. Wait for it.
Ooh.
On your back.
Ooh.
Okay, we'll see. So this guy, I just found him on Instagram. He does this. It's called like the
Never had a
magic
magic hug, and
the magic
almost
hug.
started crying on the table
thing.
today. So
Okay, so watch this dude.
wanted to help him out here. Make me feel better. We will.
So he does this like thing where he hugs your head.
We will, bud. So
Wait for it.
what you're gonna do here? You
Wait
just let
for
that
it.
head fall all the way into my hand. I'm gonna slowly bring my hand in. Oh, and do a little lift like that.
And so he pops your
But
He pops your neck
hang
like
on
that.
1 second. Then come right over here, Ava. I'm gonna come over
I'm always so freaked out. Like that one, like it looks a little gentle and whatnot, but like I'm always so freaked out because I'm like,
Wait for it.
Okay.
No, these aren't as good. There's one that's really fucking good. But one of the things that this is a good one.
I got Eva here, a fellow CrossFitter, sitting under your back about a year ago,
Okay,
doing
so watch. It's so good.
sumo deadlifts. Yeah. You actually heard a pop.
But
Yeah.
so this guy
And
is
ever since then,
from
it's kind of
Huntington
been just
Beach,
like-
which is like right next to me.
oh,
And so I'm thinking of like asking if they want to do a collab, and I'll go there and let him like just crack my entire body, and he can make videos for his Instagram, and I'll film it for my YouTube.
So you heard a pop, and that was last.
But I was like,
August.
Jesse, we should do this. We should go to the chiropractor and we should get our bodies popped.
All right. My body, I'm sure, could use it.
When are you gonna get to the popping? How long is this? 5 minutes. Fuck that. Show me
Now
the
that
damn-
my one,
Here we go. Okay, like this. This is what he does. Wait for it.
Right here on the L5.
L5.
Yeah.
I want that shit popped.
Come in and go. Like close right in.
I told Peach, I'm like, do this.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
Let that fall.
Oh,
Very nice.
that sounds so good.
Other side.
Not that anyone cares about any of this, but I'm just like, fuck, I want to get all of this shit popped, you know?
yeah. My horse, when he got injured, my vet was a horse chiropractor, and she would do
Open her with this
adjustments
pelvis
on him.
here. Nice.
They do a thing. To Riley
Sorry,
Hart.
it looks like I grossed everyone out. We lost like 30
Yeah,
people
like-
from me doing that. But
Yeah, please
yeah.
stop. Please stop scaring everyone away.
sorry. I thought that was cool, and I was like, what if I did like a chiropractor video? And it's like I just go and get my back popped, and then I can share it with all of you guys.
We'll take Giant Ren.
I thought that would be something fun you and I could do together, but I guess you don't want to bond with me. It's not like we need
I'll
any more.
do it.
bonding.
Okay, now my one thing is I will only go to a chiropractor. I've got to read and look up their like what their accreditation is and what their training is and all that shit.
Okay, well, this is a
Blah, blah, blah.
famous Instagram guy, so I think he's got 127,000 followers. I think,
Doesn't matter.
and he's famous.
Doesn't
He's
matter.
got over 1 million on TikTok. So I think this
Doesn't
guy,
matter.
like, that is his medical credential.
Doesn't matter. Nope. Does not, because you don't have to
No,
have
it
a
does,
medical
Jesse. It's the age of social media. That's all that matters. He's got 1 million followers on TikTok. He's the best doctor.
Clearly, you don't need a medical license to practice chiropractic to be a chiropractor, which leaves it open for very, very little accountability. Which is why there are some really, really good ones who've done their work, done their training and whatnot. It's very easy to vet them and to tell. But body of work. I don't usually accept Instagram as a form of reference. Not typically. Got a few more supers. Okay, Russell Hall. Here's an alternate question. Cecil and your biggest crush become best friends with benefits and decide to do a naked yoga stream together. Do you watch?
No. No one wants to see Cecil naked. The crush would probably vomit the second they saw Cecil naked.
Mm-hmm. That would be exactly. I don't think that's a reality that anyone ends up in. Oh God, what's the difference between Staten Island and a gay guy with AIDS? One's a ferry terminal and the other one's a terminal ferry. Oh my God. Ah, you're terrible, Emily. And yet no one's
Holy
complaining.
shit.
Oh my God, Valiant Renegade, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Why are you sending all this to me? I feel like I should be sending you something. Jesus. Appreciate it. Just keep entertaining and having fun. It's so welcome. My oldest turns her sweet 16 in 2 days. Oh, she was like,
Aw.
holy shit. She was a Katrina baby, trapped for 5 weeks during that. This is nothing by comparison. She was born 1.5 pounds during that.
Wait
week
a
and a
second.
half.
Hurricane Katrina was 16
years
years ago?
to the day that Ida made landfall. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
I feel
16
way too
years
old
ago.
now. That was like a few years ago. That was not 16. What?
There are high schoolers who were not born when Katrina hit. Yep.
Well,
High
no,
schoolers
it blows my
presently
mind
now.
that like there's people alive now that weren't alive when 9/11 happened. I'm like,
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Cause they figure that it's like, dude, you might miss Katrina learning about 9/11 if you were born, after both of those events.
you
Fuck.
know what's funny? Like one of my family, or it was Peach's family member, but I saw like they had they're like, oh, like cousin Bo is getting married, and the joke that is though that like me and Bo are the same age, and so like that put into perspective to Peaches how much younger than him I am, and because he never really like sees it because we're both adults, and he's like, you're the same age as him. He's like, that's like my little cousin. I was like, I know, babe. I'm younger than you. But I saw it, and then on their save the date, it said September 11th. And like I was like, they're getting married on 9/11. And then everyone else in the room just like slowly realized. They're like, oh my God, they are.
That's
And I was like, I was alive for it. I remember. I was like, why are they getting? I was like, maybe I guarantee you it's cheaper on that day.
I'll bet you that's what I was about to say. I'm like, I bet they got a hell of a discount.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're on a budget, I guess at some point you got to make those decisions, I guess. But like, it does, I don't know. It feels like that's the kind of thing where like, it's still the 20th anniversary of 9/11, no less. We're like, it's still so recent for so many people that it's like,
it is the 20th. That was 20 years.
Yeah,
Fucking
that's 20 years ago.
Hey, oh my God, I feel so old.
That's
Just what? Do you remember? Because you were on the East Coast though when that happened though. So
I was, yeah, I was.
So what was that? Not to get all morbid, but what was that like?
Oh, not at all. Gladly. Gladly. Also, I just saw Gerald Vance is here. What's up, my dude? He was somebody I got to meet and hang out with at it was he was the one at Vegas. It was so funny. I would talk to him and be like, oh yeah, like this thing, like that thing, like that. Because he's been such a fan of the channel and he's seen so many of the streams that he knew like every person I was talking about, every reference, every this. And so he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. This must be so weird for you that I know all this. I'm like, dude, it's actually really refreshing because I can just talk to you like we're already friends. Like you already have this frame of reference and I don't have to like explain this to you and and like, oh, who this person is, that. We're like, you already know. I can just talk to you. It's so cool. Anyway, so it's cool to see you, dude. But yeah, no, it was weird. So the way they handled it at my school, they didn't tell us till the end of the day. I was in elementary school. I was in 5th grade.
You didn't find out?
Not till the end of the day. What they did is
because you were already. So it was my dad had turned Jesse.
Oh yeah, we were in school. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it was. My dad came home from work and turned on the TV because sometimes my dad would come and pick us up and take us to school, and he turned on the TV. I thought it was a movie with bad special effects. I was like, Dad, turn this off. This movie looks I was like, this movie looks terrible. And he's like, Anna, this is real. And I was like, what? No, it's not. It's a movie. Yeah. And then I found out, oh no, it's real. And like everyone at school was all different, but sorry. Tell me.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. Because yeah, by the time for us, it was a little after 8 a.m. So we were, I think my elementary school, I think started just before 9. So by that point, it was like nobody knew anything yet. So everyone was just, on the buses, everyone was going to school and this and that. And so they just put us into a lockdown. They told us we were having a lockdown drill where they would keep us in for recess and do all this stuff. But we kind of like, we all knew it wasn't a drill. Like we were savvy enough. You could tell it wasn't a drill. And then like a friend of mine
act different when it's a drill.
Exactly. And then a friend of mine got picked up early. And so finally, it was like the end of the day, probably about hour or so before the end of the day, they sat us down. My teacher just sat us down on the rug in the classroom, and she told us what
shit.
happened. And she said that approximately like 8 whatever this morning, there was a terrorist attack on this country. Terrorists flew a plane into the World Trade Center, and X number of minutes it flew into the other one, and that this much time later the towers collapsed. Like, just gave it to us. Kudos to her. It must have been an incredibly, I can't imagine that task and like how much of it was left to her. Like, this was,
What grade were you in?
I was in 5th grade, and I butted heads with this teacher so much throughout that. But in retrospect, she was there for all the things that mattered. Like, she went to bat for us over something, much more trivial later in the year. But obviously mattered very deeply to us. And really, like, she didn't bullshit us. She didn't, whatever. She just sat us and she told us exactly what happened. And then she let us ask questions, and she was calm and patient. One girl in the class kept asking, to the point where I was getting so annoyed with her. Could have been an accident. Could have been an accident. Could have been an accident. And she was like, no.
Accidentally
Not an
fly
accident.
into
Two planes don't
tower, and then the
fucking
other
exactly.
one, like, give me a break.
Exactly. 1, maybe 2. No, because I think 2, like, they told us, because I think she had told us 2, even that another plane had come down, or another plane had hit the Pentagon, another plane had come down and near Pittsburgh. We'd all like knew that, and they didn't know much more about that, but they thought they were all connected at that point and stuff. And so, and that was just that. And they're like, a lot of your parents will be coming to pick you up, and blah blah blah. And then we just went home, and that was what was on the news for.
That's all we did in school was it was on the news. Like, not every class like had like a TV, but so it was literally like just the overhead, and they had it like, I guess the thing next to a radio, and so it was like shit. Like, we just listened to that all day, and I remember just thinking, because I thought it was. Again, my dad had turned it on. I was like, Dad, turn this off. This is boring. This is a stupid movie. And he's like, no, this is real. Like, my dad's like, what do you mean turn this off? It's like, this is what's going on. And so my parents are like, what the fuck? And my mom's all freaking out. She's like, I was like, Mom, we live in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. Like, we live in a farming community in the Central Valley of California. They're not coming for us, Mom. But my mom's like freaking out because like all of my cousins are in the military and stuff like that. She's like, what did they go in? Like, what about all these bases and like LA and San Francisco and all of that? And she's like just freaking out about like what's going on. But
my little sister was 2 years younger than me, so she was 8, and she, so later on, whenever it was, like about less than a year later, when we ended up going to war in Iraq instead, because like, oh no, the Taliban bombed us, we should probably go get oil from Iraq. My blessed little sister comes downstairs bawling her eyes out the day we declare war, because she didn't want all those innocent Iraqis to die. No. I was like, she was 8, that was her only, like, war meant innocent people died, and she was a little bleeding heart for all the innocent people that were gonna suffer. And I was like, it was so, I never forgot that too.
Now, have you ever talked to Cecil about like 9/11?
No, was he in New York?
Well, yeah, Cecil's lived in New York his entire life.
Yeah. I think I have heard him talk a little bit about it. I think I haven't heard him tell the story once.
There was I think it was a High Council episode like a few years ago where it was like Jeff, Ethan, and Jeremy, that when they all talked about it. And like Ethan was talking about how his like wife almost got a job at like one of the towers, and Ethan bought like a tie there. But
my cousin was supposed to be working construction like right on the ground there. And his ass was probably running. He's just supposed to be there. I'm like, his ass was probably running late, like it always was. So for once.
Well, have you watched like, me and Peaches will watch like, we'll just go on YouTube and like find like old interviews of like people that survived it, and it's like, holy shit. Like one guy, it's like the security guard was like, no, like we all have to like stay here, and he's like, can't you feel the heat? He's like, no, I'm getting out of here. Like, and he was in the second tower, and he's like, it doesn't matter. He's like, the heat from that thing is going down. It's gonna, when it goes down, we are so close, and it might not just be the proximity of that building crashing down. He's like, just the heat from that, what happens with heat, it expands, the glass is gonna, he's like, we got to get out of here. And he was the only one from his floor that survived. And it's like, oh my God,
that's rough. Huh. Russell, thank you, says it feels like the world stalled for the last 20 years. It really does, though. Like it really does. Maybe that was it. Maybe that was the moment where we all just hunkered down in fear and decided we had to protect and preserve what we have, and sort of just started spinning our wheels and like being afraid of new things and change and like I don't know. Like it feels like there was this big coming together in the aftermath of 9/11, like in America for sure, and other parts of the world maybe, but where we were like united against a common threat, and then that just turned into looking for more enemies,
It's just, I don't know. I mean, we can go down like the conspiracy theory route, but it's just, there's a lot of fucking bad people in the world. And it's like, you have to be pure evil to do that, to go and commandeer a plane, knowing that you're going to murder all of those people on the plane, and then you're going to go crash into a building and kill thousands of innocent people because it's for your cause. It's like, if that's what your cause is asking for, then it's probably not a good fucking cause. I'm sorry. If you have to murder innocent people, there's always another way. Exactly. And so it's like, yes, there's bad people in every single country. Yes, there's bad people in Iraq. There's bad people in Iran. There's bad people in Afghanistan. There's bad people in the United States. There's bad people in Canada. There's bad people in the UK. There's bad people everywhere. But it's like, if you really have to be a terrorist and kill someone, why would you kill the bad people? Or kill the bad people? Don't kill the good people.
Yeah, exactly. But I agree though, like on more than not just like the world stage, but just, creatively, like it feels like we creatively went bankrupt, somewhere around that point and just like stopped making new things, like there was, and it's not just 9/11, there was the turn of the century, the whole Y2K, there was like a certain idealism about this new millennia that I think there was with the age of technology and all these things that didn't come to pass in this future, there was a sense of entitlement about what the future would bring. And when it didn't bring us that, I think there was this vast disillusionment. And then, you have things like 9/11, which really put the kibosh on the big push towards globalism. And so we just end up as a people stuck culturally, not just in this nation, but in every nation, just sort of stuck spinning our wheels and trying to reevaluate or decide what is and isn't safe, and what isn't okay in this new world. And it's like
the safety thing. It's like how they put, we were talking about this on Flashcast, and Nick was talking about how he used to like fly a lot when he was a kid. And he's like, remember when airports like and flying used to be fun, and now they have all these restrictions. And it's like, it was funny because I've traveled a little bit, but the first time I flew on a commercial airline, I went with my friend to Hawaii. And I took my school backpack, and I totally forgot that I had a staple gun in my backpack. And I'm like, if I really wanted to, I could probably figure out how to kill someone with this. How did this get how was I able to take this on a plane to and from Hawaii? And then when me and Peaches went to Hawaii, he forgot, he had somewhere in his backpack, he had one of his Swiss Army knives, and he didn't get caught taking it in. When we were coming back from Hawaii, they flagged him, and the lady searched his backpack, and she found it. And he's like, that's from home. Like, how did this? He's like, I forgot that was in my backpack. How did this? So it's like, even this intense security, people can still get things through.
I have flown with a knife. Let me find. I have one right here that's the same size, same dimensions. If I can find, of course it's not right. Yeah, here it is. Okay. I have flown with a knife like this in a backpack, like just in a side pocket of my backpack that they didn't catch. U.S. airport security is a fucking joke. All of that shit, all those unnecessary restrictions, all the bullshit that they put you through to, quote, make you safer is just bullshit that inconveniences us, because I have literally flown with something identical to this by accident. I forgot it was there. I actually found it on the other side, freaked out, and made sure I checked my bag coming in.
You're just a giant pixel on the screen. You might want to adjust your Wi-Fi.
Oh, shit.
And maybe not hold a knife up on air because you might get in trouble.
I don't give a shit. Can you not see it at all, though?
Well, I can see it, but I can't really see you,
Okay. Well, no one needs to see me. It's fine. Point is it's a let me try. Let me see if I'll let me know if this makes it any better if I change over to this. Okay. Does this make it any clearer?
Not really. Same.
No. Great.
It's funny, for once I'm the crystal clear one on screen and you're the blurry blob.
Right. Ugh. Oh well. I just blame the world. But anywhoozles. Yeah. So so knives get caught sometimes, not all the time. Many times. This is not like, it wasn't once. It was actually like I think it was when I discovered it in my bag, I realized I must have flown with it, I think 2 or 3 times at that point. And then was like, shit, I better put this somewhere else so that I or it might have even been that I found it. I found it while it was in there because it was picked up finally one of the times. I had to dig way, way down in the bag to pull it out and then like mail it back to myself or check the bag or something. But yeah, it's, do you know how they do it in Israel? How they do their airport security? They ask you, they interview everybody who gets on the plane before when you go to check in. They just ask you a series of questions, and the people who are asking you questions are trained in behavioral psychology and micro expressions and things like that. And they're trained to ask you certain questions with certain keywords like bomb and things like that in it. And they observe the tiniest little flickering of your eyes or twitching of your body and stuff to determine whether or not.
Bad. I always laugh. I always laugh at them, Chris. I always just start laughing because I'm like, I know that I'm being like, just hyper like analyze, and I'm just like,
yeah. But the funny thing is, the Israeli security catches when they put their, when they test their security systems, the Israeli airport security catches way more of the holes than the attempted threats than the American ones.
Well, not to get political, but isn't that because they're kind of fighting the thing that we're not supposed to talk about on YouTube? Is it because they have
like percentage wise when they do test it, they're just as the point is the method that they choose, the fact when you do it, like metal detectors can be beaten, all this extra, like the way we do it in the US is we just add a bunch of pedantic measures to that any unskilled person can put you through that doesn't actually make you any safer, when the solution is just to put in a little bit of money into better quality training for personnel. You do that screening takes a hell of a lot faster than everyone fucking standing there taking their shoes and belts and this and that and whatever off. And then you catch a much higher percentage of the threats coming through. So.
I noticed that in, at least in Heathrow, which I hate that airport, but I remember when we were coming into Heathrow, and like this lady had to ask she asked us a bunch of questions. And I remember I had just woken up because, we had gotten in an Uber and like driven for an hour from one airport to the other airport because our original flight got canceled. And she was just like asking me all these questions. And I'm like, I just woke up. I don't know the fucking answer. And I was like, it was my birthday with vacation. I don't know. She asked me like if I ate ice cream, and I was like, who doesn't eat ice cream? I was like, why is this an airport question? But then it was funny because Peaches, he is 7 years older than me. Every person, they looked at his like his ID, and they look at mine, and they're like every person made a comment about how he was a cradle robber.
That's hysterical.
And I was like, but he's pretty.
He's yours.
I was like, but he's pretty. No, but that would be funny, is like he would kind of laugh and I would like make the defensive comment. I'm like, but he's so pretty.
But he's mine. He's like, yes, I am.
One guy I could tell he had when we were back in the US, because we had to like fly to Minnesota and then from Minnesota to California. And that guy, he was the one that was like, he's like, oh, are you guys together? And we're like, yeah. And he's like, okay, well, next time, he's like, you have to come up one at a time. Cause like the people before us, they all went in a big party. And so we just thought that it was both of us. And then he looked at my, passport, and then he looked at Peaches, and he just like looked up and he's like, cradle robber. But I could tell by like his tone of voice. And I was like, but he has a really cute butt. And then he just started laughing. And then Peaches, like, he's just like, really, babe? And I was like, yes.
This needs to be said right here.
Huh?
So this needs to be said right here. It's all right. My man likes it when I talk about him too. I just don't do as much as I used to. You know.
Well,
him
it was just
also.
like an ongoing joke that like everywhere we went, they commented on his age compared to mine.
I think that's hysterical. That's. When I had the really big age, well, actually, it's a couple ages. The biggest age difference, though, he just never wanted to go out anywhere publicly, so whatever. Also, Russell Hall wanted to know earlier if the chiropractors give discounts for missing vertebra.
I want to ask that. I should tell him. I should be like, hey, these are all of my weird quirks. I'm missing a vertebrae. I only have one kidney. I'm missing a tear duct. I have extra bones in my feet. Can you fix me? Or are you just going to break me more? Like, tell me.
Right. Can anything be done at this point? All right, let me run through these super chats. Valiant Renegade, thank you for the super chat. Says, yes, Anna, take a number. Mrs. Renegade and I have been together 23 years total. Dang. Tell me about feeling old. We are fine, Jess, but thank y'all. Well, I'm glad you guys are doing well down there. And I hope I hope the little lady has a wonderful Sweet 16 in spite of the,
Well, what really, Jeff actually posted this the other day. It was that 2050 is closer than 1990. I was like, stop.
What?
Yeah.
Like
2050 is 29 years away. 1990 is like what, 30 or 31 years?
31.
Yeah, 31. It's like, fuck my life.
I don't like that. Maybe I'll just die. I'll make things easier. I've been toying with that idea. Would it just be easier to just die and just like not have to deal with what happens the next 20 to 30 years?
No,
I don't want to kill myself.
Here's the thing. I have to die before anyone else because I'm not dealing with anyone else dying. So that's the one rule. You all have to outlive me. After I die, feel free.
Do you want to just
need some company?
Start doing really dangerous, high risk activities together?
I was actually just thinking as we were talking about airports, I'm like, we should like do a girls trip and go somewhere.
Yeah, that would be awesome. We should.
I know. It's like, but I want to go somewhere that it's not going to be too cold and I can actually eat the food.
That's important. These things are important. There are options. Texas.
No, I want to like leave the country.
I'm kidding. What country is like Texas?
I don't want to go to. I didn't like Texas when I. Well, I mean, to be fair, I was expecting cowboys and country music, and it was rainforest storms and hipster. So I was like,
you gotta go to Dallas and Fort Worth if you want the cowboys and the country music.
Yeah, see, that's what I was expecting.
That's the DFW area. You want to go to like the stockyards in Fort Worth where they have the rodeos and you sit out in the big barbecue with the ribs and all that. Yeah. And you want to
I don't like barbecue, but I'll eat a steak.
You can just be there. Anyway. Yeah, Australia seems good. We should go to Australia. Or the UK. That would be fun too. You can go visit Annie from the UK. We'll just go stay with him.
Okay, so I hired someone to do something for like this project, and I hadn't paid in British pounds in a long time, and so I went to go pay them, and I was like, holy fucking shit. I'm like, I'm not visiting the UK anytime soon because that conversion, I was like, holy shit. I was like, all I know now is I'm not visiting there because my dollar we need to go somewhere where our dollar is worth something. Let's go to Greece.
I believe the dollar. Wait, do we have the dollar in Australia? I think we do in Australia now. Because when I went to New Zealand in 2013, the dollar was weaker than the New Zealand dollar. And I think it was weaker than the Australian dollar then too. But I think we're stronger than the Australian dollar now, if I remember correctly. But yeah,
well,
anyway.
Sav and I, so Sav really wants to go to Scotland. Like she's been wanting, and I want to go to Scotland too. It's not like number one on my list. But so what we want to do is we've been talking since we were in college that we want to go to Scotland and go paint and like just go around to like different castles and different locations, like famous like Scottish scenery. And we just want to paint.
Scottish plein air painting.
Yeah. And we want to do that. And so, but it's like always about like, money and, timing. And now, especially with COVID, because like, I told her, I was like, for my birthday every year, I want to do a birthday. Like that's my birthday present to myself is I want to go to a different country. But I really want to go to Prague
I've heard
And
that's
it's like,
awesome.
well, so it's like one place I do want to go, but I feel like, so I do want to go to Israel, but I also do want to go to Lebanon. And I have a friend from Lebanon, but she was telling me if you try to go to Lebanon, if you get Israel stamped in your passport,
They
you
won't
can't go to
stamp.
Lebanon.
That's why I think Israel will usually, if you let them know you're traveling to another country and whatnot, they have a temporary card they'll give you and in place of a passport stamp, because they did that for us when we went on birthright. I don't think they stamped our passports because they're like, we know that if we stamp your passport, that will bar you from being able to enter a bunch of other countries. So here we give you this temporary thing, so it doesn't stay there permanently. So you don't, so that doesn't happen to you basically. So they do. There's that.
I felt like Israel would be cool to go to with you because you could show me all. Because it's like I'm not, a religious person. Well, I'm obviously not Jewish, but it's like I want to go see all those things because it's like it's cool to hear these like mythical things, like hear about that. Because it's like I really want to go to Greece. I want to go to Rome.
Yeah.
I want to go. Yeah, I want to go see where Pompeii used to be. Because I'm a big history buff.
I
really want to go to Egypt, but I'm like, fuck, I don't want to get murdered.
Right. Right.
Like I want to see the pyramids. I want to touch one. It's like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, right. It does seem really fucking cool to do that. A few people on Birthright extended and went to Egypt afterwards. One girl went to Jordan for a music festival and had a fucking awesome time there. She was one I actually stayed in touch with afterwards. So Israel was absolutely incredible though. I would love to go anytime. Anytime.
I know this is a strange question, but what is like the climate there?
Desert. It's very deserty. It's hot.
Which is ironic because that's like the promised land for like every religion, right?
Right. Hot fucking desert.
It'd be like this bountiful land and it's just a desert.
It's deserty, but there's areas like there's areas like the populous areas have vegetation, and there's like more temperate areas. Like we went up north in the beginning, and the first day we did a hike like through a stream. It was like, your path is the water. You just walk in the water. It's awesome. We had so much fun on that trip, and I was like near the Golan Heights. We were up there one of the days too, and we walked down to this quarry, and this is like my happy place on earth. It was just this waterfall came down into this like enclosed little quarry, and there was like grass and trees and stuff growing. You could just dive into the pool there and swim around. It was, oh God, it was magical. I fucking loved Israel. Anyway. Yeah. And Patrick T. Brisket is awesome. You're right. So super chats, since I'm getting very behind again, and you guys want to be heard and deserve to be heard. All right. Do. Russell Hall says, would you watch Cecil do naked yoga to save his life? If it was the only way, would you watch Cecil do naked yoga to save his life?
No.
I'm going to switch back to my other internet thing because I think it was working better before.
They said you should contact the YouTube Bright Insight if you want to go to Egypt. He goes there quite a bit and can set you up with some sage options. It was random. You know what's funny is when I was flying to Chicago for Star Wars Celebration, Jesse, the guy next to me, because I was drawing, he asked me to draw him, and he kept moving, so it's like I got a really bad drawing of him. But he asked me if I was Egyptian, which back when I had black hair, I would always get Persian or Egyptian, and people speaking to me in Farsi, and I'm like, I'm Portuguese, and they'd be like, oh, okay. But no, he gave me his sister's phone number. He's like, my sister lives in Cairo. If you ever go there, like, call her, and she'll like hook you up. And I was like, yeah, let me just call this random chick from Egypt and be like, hi, I sat next to your brother on an airplane to Chicago in 2019, and he told me to call you if I'm ever coming to visit. I'm like, thank you. Who does that, though?
You know what?
I'm looking up this guy.
You might look. That's why I have Richard Chu by shameless self-plug, by the way. That's why Richard Chu is coming on the channel on Saturday, because I was like, well, I called him 10 years ago for a school project. Maybe he'll pick up again and want to talk to me again. I don't know. And I did. And I was like, hey, this was my teacher. She was a person you knew. And so here we go. Blah, blah, blah. By the way, like I said, shameless plug, Richard Chu, one of the most prolific editors of all time, over 50 years of working in films, has an Academy Award for doing so on Star Wars 77, He edited One Flew Over Cuckoo's Nest, Risky Business, and a whole host of other incredible films. And this incredible human being will be gracing my channel once again with his presence this Saturday. We will be doing a movie club, 1 p.m. Pacific. So that'll be put you at 4 p.m. Nice afternoon stream if you're on Eastern time. And it will be up for posterity later for anybody who wants to catch it later. We're going to be comparing the movies Nothing But a Man, which came out in 1964, and Mudbound from 2017. And it's going to be me, Richard, Jeff, and Dion from World Class Bullshitters joining us as well. So it'll be a nice, make sure they're on time because we're probably going to keep it pretty short, like hour and a half discussion, and really dive in. So if you do want to know where we're at in the discussion, make sure you watch the films because we're going to get like really deep and specific and all that. So, definitely check those movies out. And I'm going to post the stream. There's a little trailer for it. So if you're like, what the hell did you just say? Share the stream with everybody. Make sure you drop a like ahead of time and check out the trailer for it as well. That's happening on Saturday. Woo! Okay. Sorry. I just had to remember to plug myself shamelessly because I don't remember to do that ever.
Okay, so he's got like 1 million subscribers. This guy's not going to respond to me if I'm like, hey, dude, amateur question. Tell me about Egypt and going there and not dying. Also, here's a sad fact of reality. He is a dude. I am a lady. I don't think I'm going to have the easiest time in the Middle East compared to a full-grown man who is also a Iraq war vet.
Yeah,
I'm just going to put that out there right now.
Your experiences will be different. Did you answer the question of would you watch Cecil do naked yoga to save Cecil's life?
No.
Oh, you said no. But not even to save his life? What if it was the only way to save his life?
Cecil's lived a very long, fulfilling life.
This answers that question. Revenge of the Netherrealm says, to be honest, I still think 9/11 was an inside job.
I don't.
Well, the conspiracies abound. I don't, but I do think there's a lot more to the story than what's on the nose. I do think that there was maybe a certain amount of complacency in things. Words. 200 Watt Studio, thank you for the super chat. Beautiful, beautiful ladies, radiant today. Great smiles. Thank you, 200 Watt Studios. Thank you so much.
I agree with that guy.
Well, he would know about radiance, I guess, being 200 watts and all that. So,
is that a lot of wattage?
Yeah, it's pretty high, like a regular.
I'm used to just 1.21 gigawatts. So, okay. A gigawatt.
What is it? And Anna, that Baines girl, says, in an alternate universe, wonderful to see you both today. Thank you, Anna, that Baines girl. Ted Comet says, remember, part of their motivation was women getting equal rights. I'm assuming that was probably what was that in the conversation? I'm trying to remember where we were in that part of the topic, but yes. Once upon a time, women getting equal rights was part of the motivation of feminism. Now it's just about bitching about how evil white man ruined everything.
No, it's literally, this is what I'm saying. It's like if you don't understand and learn your history, you're destined to repeat it. So what was going on back in the 1900s? Okay, well, there was prohibition, right? And that led to the 1920s with the bootlegging and all the gangsters. And also the flapper era, women cut their hair off and were like, fuck, I was, just out of the Victorian era where I had to cover myself from neck to fucking toe. What do? They cut their hair off. They're wearing dresses that show their ankles. Oh my God. Right. And so I feel like that's kind of where we're at right now. Entertainment is terrible and it's all woke. But now so we're the women, they're making us cover up, right? So a lot of us are like, no, fuck that. And so it's the flappers, we're going against what they had been raised into, which was the conservative dress attire and you're not allowed to have alcohol. So right now that's why it's like the bootlegging. Okay, it's like, well, the entertainment industry sucks, so we have to make our own entertainment. And so it's like our version of that. And so it's like, hopefully the 30s doesn't repeat itself because I don't want to live through a fucking depression. But I mean, I feel like it's like, why are all these like similarities and parallels from history happening? Oh, it's because the people in charge don't fucking know history, or they do pay attention to history and they're trying to set certain things up.
Exactly. And I think that's Sorry, I was totally lost my train of thought because I saw that Macy was here. I was like, yes, this thing that you said. And then no, exactly. The thing to remember too, when you go back to the 20s, you go back to looking at the people hidden in basements. That the what was it? It was underground in the prohibition clubs that was the most progressive places you could find in the 1920s. It was a place where Black men and women were allowed to socialize with white men of society for the first times ever, where people of different colors and women were allowed to socially integrate with the rest of society and play their jazz music, etc., and what have you. That was the counterculture. Everyone today wants to act like they're so progressive and woke in this. That ain't the fucking counterculture anymore. When people get canceled, when they lose their jobs and their careers, and they have now for like the past fucking close to a decade, cancel power has been extant. The ability to cancel somebody has been there for the past 5 years. Certainly, this business of canceling people left, right, and center. That kind of power comes from the mainstream, comes from owning the narrative. If you own the narrative, you're not the counterculture anymore. You're not setting the trends. You're not creating progress. You are the problem. The people fighting against you, the people hiding in our corners of the internet saying, dear God, free us from this woke oppressor. Fucking who's the oppressor now, bitch? You guys are the problem. We are the counterculture. You are the people enforcing tribalism, bigotry, these same issues. And it's not just the social justice crew, right? It's the people who are equally the opposite side of the same coin, the equal extremists on the opposite side, who all want the same things. They just want their camp to be the ones who have power at the end of it. They want tribalism. They want everybody to be separated and segregated into their tiny little worlds and their tiny little identities and their tiny little camps that all keep fighting against each other. The only fucking difference is that each individual group wants their group to be the one that's ruling everybody else's. That's it. And so unless you're the type of people sitting here saying, I don't give a fuck about your little identity groups and your little tribalistic agendas and your little crap. I don't give a fuck as long as you're a regular person who speaks to me like a regular person and listens to me like a regular person. That's all I care about. That is the only narrative that counters that one. Everything else, hey, come look at me. Hey, join my tribe. Hey, join my group. Hey, fight against this thing. Hey, fight against that thing. Because you're for this thing and for me and me. And if you're not with us, you're against us. Any with us or against us mentality is part of the problem. All of it. Every bit of it. Whether you're telling somebody, oh no, it's all the liberals that are evil, come fight with us. Or no, it's all the conservatives that are evil, come fight with us. Any us versus them mentality is part of the same fucking problem.
I have this video I want to share with you.
Yeah.
Let me pull it up. But I think it has to do with what you were talking about. I was like, I'm trying to find it. So there's like this account. Now, they post like the crazies going crazy on TikTok. But I watch this and I made Peaches watch this because I'm like, if I have to watch this, so do you. And so let me get this queued up for you. It's from this.
That you're the friend that I have that I never have to feel bad about sharing mutual suffering with.
Oh, no.
But like Anna's MO in life is I deal with pain by inflicting what I've endured onto others, and just so they can share.
If I have to deal with it, you have to. Like so. Exactly. Elaine from Nerd Cookie, she posted this and she's like, I can't unsee it, and it's how the Dune poster, the letters aren't evenly spaced.
Oh,
and I was like, I'm like, oh my God. And I shared it. I was like, if I had to see it, so now you have to. Okay, so share my screen. And I'm going to have to mute myself or else it'll echo. But this has to do with kind of like what you're talking about. So just by the way, this is absolutely cringe and terrible. But I had to watch this, now you have to.
This is probably going to piss off a lot of people. But a relationship between a man and a woman is inherently unequal. And that goes for any relationship where someone is deciding to date their oppressor. Just like all white people have racism brainwashed into them, all males have misogyny brainwashed into them. And any male who claims not to be a misogynist is a misogynist, because a self-aware man knows that he has it brainwashed into him. And any time that a woman decides to be in a relationship with a man, she's making a sacrifice and a commitment knowing that she's dating her oppressor. Almost all women have sexual trauma and emotional abuse trauma, literally just from society. And she's taking a risk in being with you and making a commitment to help you undo your brainwashing. Now, of course, I'm not saying that people shouldn't date the opposite gender. but a lack of awareness can cause problems.
Somebody sounds brainwashed. What I just heard, let me translate for you, for those who don't speak fucking retard, is I have been brainwashed to believe that unless I act like I'm better than all of the men around me, I am somehow accepting misogyny in my life. That's what you just said. You said, I have been brainwashed to believe that I must hate men. I have accepted the brainwashing to make myself believe that true feminism and equality is feeling like I am superior to my male counterparts because they're all inherently flawed by being evil misogynists. That's what you're saying, bitch. That's what you're saying.
These people are fucking insane.
For some reason, SJW, Social Justice Jesse, doesn't think so.
No, it's like, hey, round of hands. How many people think she's single? Like, raise your hand if you. Just take a gander. Do you think that she's single? And also, do you think she has a bad relationship with her father? It's like, okay. Also, do you think she's unhappy? Raise your hand if you think she's unhappy. You know, it's like, yeah, she's single. She's got daddy issues. She's unhappy. And, you know, when women do this, like when women have to tear down men, I'm like, okay, I'm going to raise you one. If you hate men so much, then you are not allowed to use anything that has to do with male anatomy. So no more vibrators, no more dildos, none of that, you know. Now let's see how you're going to do.
Question. And this is, we can talk about where it's come from and this or that, but for this type of person, this statement holds valid. Why was makeup invented? Why was makeup invented? Actually invented. What was the purpose of makeup's invention? The purpose of makeup was to make women look more appealing to the opposite sex. One of the original iterations of makeup was to create things like red lipstick because it was already common practice for women to bite their lips to make them redder to increase the blood flow because it made them appealing to the opposite sex. It's not
I don't
a
think
bad thing. Hold on. That's there's a base biological need in humanity for women to want to sexually attract men so they will breed with them, and for men to want to sexually attract women so they will breed with them. This isn't wrong or bad or flawed or misogynistic or evil. It is a fundamental truth. Makeup now exists for a lot of different reasons. It doesn't exist for that reason anymore. And yes, once it was invented, status became a humongous discrepancy between whether you had it or not. Like how perfume was invented of masks.
I'll hold you to one. It's not that's what. So I think it was because going through my memory banks. So makeup was for religious, like tribal purposes, because makeup goes all the way back to like prehistoric times. It's like different. So people would use red ochre to paint themselves, but I think it's how makeup is marketed. Like even before they had commercials and stuff, obviously, you know, back before TV, television, radio, makeup was used like marketed for
paint and makeup. Painting faces and makeup are different things and always have been, though. Painting your face has always had different tribal significances, but purposefully augmenting certain features to accentuate them has always been part of a mating ritual. The practice of augmenting your features. That's what I mean by makeup. I don't mean face paint for tribalistic and religious purposes and stuff like that. I mean literally makeup as we know it. Makeup, the idea of let me put things on certain parts of my faces to enhance my natural features to make them more beautiful. The idea of that was exactly that. Let me enhance these features to make them more desirable for the opposite sex so that I can attract somebody so that they will fuck me, so that they will impregnate me, so I will make babies, so we can carry on our bloodline. Because that's the fucking basic point of all life, like basic living, let's remove the super ego and the what being a human and civilized, all this bullshit we think it means. The basic point of life is to survive. And the existential form of survival is carrying on your bloodline. And that is why every creature strives to do that, because survival is our most basic need. And the most existential form of that is to preserve your bloodline past your own death. Basic instinct. Basic need. That's cool. So you're above that. You're above that. You've superseded that base instinct, that base need, and you're digging out all of societal brainwashing. Why the fuck are you wearing only, and specifically too, because this is exactly right. If she had rainbows on her eyes and sparkles on her lashes, that would be different. She is specifically wearing very, very naturalized makeup to try to make herself look, quote, prettier. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting to look that way. There's nothing wrong with people who do it. Not saying every woman does it for men. I'm not saying that's the reason why they do it, right? But if you are so fucking woke that you have dug out all your societal brainwashing, why are you specifically wearing your makeup like that? This chick. I can answer why I am. You can answer why you are. And we have perfectly valid reasons for that. But this chick does not have that fucking answer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. No, honestly, with her, I guarantee you, she's the chick that fuck men, fuck misogyny. But you know, when she goes out with her girlfriends to a bar, the entire time she's just like in her mind thinking, God, I wish some guy would come up and talk to me and, you know, buy me a drink and hit on me. All of these fucking chicks that do this shit, that's all they want. They want men's attention. And so it's like a kid lashing out. It's like a teenager. They just want attention, or like a little kid throwing a temper tantrum. That's exactly what it is. They're throwing temper tantrums because they want attention. And girls like this, all she really wants, she's like, oh, I want a male feminist. I want this. I want this. No, they want a dude that's going to fucking dominate her, and she's going to call him daddy. That's what she wants.
You damn
I'm serious.
Right.
That is literally what they want. They want a man to make them feel like a woman.
The funny thing is, she said it, her words, right? She sits there and saying, like, a man needs to understand the risk we've taken with them, and to help them get through their brainwashing and the risk we've put ourselves in. Essentially, what is she saying? She's saying a man needs to understand how much I'm sacrificing to be in this relationship. Therefore, he must be ready to do more than his fair share and take care of me and take care of all my emotional needs and the difficulty of navigating being with my oppressor. God, that really sounds a lot like a traditional heterosexual relationship that someone would accuse of being sexist or problematic, in which the man is more sensitive of the woman's feelings and does more work to take care of her and goes above and beyond to make sure that he's taking care of her and her needs. And while it's her job to just lie around and fuck him when she feels like it, or I don't know, like, what is a woman's role in that? Like, is at least in a traditional relationship, it was like, okay, a guy was supposed to do all this extra shit to take care of her, and she, like, you know, fucked him when they hopefully mutually both wanted to, and, like, you know, if she didn't have a job, cooked dinner, because it's called fucking doing work.
No, I guarantee you, this bitch doesn't know how to cook, but, you know, she made a point of saying in that video about how women that are dating men, they're taking one for the team and they're, like, sacrificing themselves to teach these misogynist a lesson. So she's a straight woman. She wants to get fucked hard by a manly man, right? Because that's all these women actually want. They actually want men that are fucking, not they're fucking men that, you know, that are, you know, just men. They want manly, masculine men, but that goes against their whole belief system. So that's why she's making the justification of, oh, by women going in heterosexual relationships, they're taking one of the team to teach the men. And it's like, no, bitch, that's I see right through this shit. You want to get fucked hard by a dude. You need a real man in your life. And I guarantee you don't even know how to make him a fucking sandwich. So
Exactly. And, like, this is the funny thing is, I come from all this. This is why, like, you cannot sell this bullshit to me. I grew up a fucking tomboy. I grew up as the girl in class that when the teachers were like, oh, we need a bunch of strong boys to help with this, I was like, really? You realize I'm stronger than all three of the boys you picked to do it? But whatever. Like, I was that girl. I was that outspoken girl. Like, fuck you. Anything a boy can do, I can do it twice as good. Gladly and happily. And you know what type of guy I always wanted? Strong, tough, bless you, masculine guys. I scared it away. That's why I jinxed it away. Strong, tough, masculine, always. God, and look there. Yes, okay. Sometimes pretty boys, but even Legolas is masculine. So.
Well, you want the guy to be attractive.
Exactly. The thing is, that's like, again, I And that was too. And there was a part of me that, had to take some time to grow up and self-reflect, because we all did. I wasn't this mature when I was 16. And there was a point in my life when I actually did realize that when I'm in a relationship with somebody that I deeply love and trust, I do want to be with somebody where I can be softer, where I can drop the veneer, where I can drop the toughness, where I don't have to that's what I was looking for. I wasn't looking for a man who wanted me to dominate him and let me be tough and strong and in control. I was looking for a man who was more masculine than me. I just wasn't going to let them off the hook easy, basically. I was going to challenge them because I wanted them to prove to me that, yes, they were worthy. I guess I'm a fucking, I'm that dog right. I'm like the female dog that was wired wrong.
You know what I feel like? You and I, it's like, I feel like most women, it's like the perfect man. Who is he? Han Solo. Like that's it. It's like, they treat you like a woman. They're also not afraid to speak to you like you're an equal, and they're not afraid to, call you out when they disagree with you. But here's the thing: they don't smother you. They have their own shit going for them. They're going to help you out whenever they can, but they also respect you enough to, see you that you are capable of doing things on your own. If you really look at people want to say Star Wars, blah, blah, blah. It's a bunch of just misogynistic man babies. I was like, yeah, but look at the examples that they had. I mean, nobody treated Leia like she was beneath them. Luke held her up on a freaking pedestal at first. And then he realized that she was his sister and he wanted to protect her. Han treats Leia like his fucking equal the entire time. And even when he's talking to her oh yeah, princess, he's not speaking to her speaking down to her. He's talking to her like they're equals, right?
Exactly. He's ribbing her. He's not. Yeah. And when they work together like a team.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. It's really. Audrey makes a good point. Aragorn too. Aragorn's another great example. The way he talks to Arwen, and also the way he is in the movie the way they are in the movies, and it's not as fleshed out in the books and stuff, but the way he is with Eowyn as well. You have a very who deals with two different women, one that he returns the feelings for and one that he doesn't, and treats them both with honor and respect. Treats Eowyn with a certain amount of respect that she's earned herself by being tough, and doesn't and understands that he can't and doesn't have the right to tell Arwen what to do, And that shit was written even before Star Wars, at a different time.
Arwen is only a brief mention in the books and stuff, so they kind of embellish that. But
sure,
yeah,
in the movies,
heck, even
but Eowyn is canon in the books, even though they make her a more bigger girl power deal. In the
I didn't.
Eowyn as a trained fighter, as a woman who wants to fight, and as a respected part of Rohan, a respected member of Rohan.
I mean, even Merry and Pippin, they don't have anything against her. Nobody does. It was just her, her brother and her uncle that are no, you can't. Well, I think that was more so of a protective thing. You're a woman, you're also our sister. You're also one of the heirs to the fucking throne.
They're the three left of the bloodline.
Yeah, it's the king and stay home. Us
obviously
two dudes going to battle.
Yeah,
we're probably gonna die.
Exactly.
Please
they had
home,
to fight
sister.
Because it wasn't even that. It was literally they wanted she was supposed to be the one kind of in charge, leading the people. You're in charge of Rohan while we're gone. And she was like, no, I want to fight. So, anyway,
sorry, I really have
Russell,
to sneeze.
I gotta get caught up. Sorry, what was that? Oh, the sneeze.
I was I stifled that sneeze, and now I'm I need to sneeze, and it's
and now it just lives in your face. Let me get caught up with these because I know I'm way behind again. I'm sorry, guys. We had Kai, because Kai said, loving the conversation, ladies. Kai right now is fighting the good fight on the literary front. Kai has found the SJWs who attack independent writers who don't write woke enough things, and because he himself has published a book as well, and so he's been sharing with me some of those adventures. That's been exciting. We'll probably get him on. I'll probably get him on around sometime to talk about all that, because bring the good fight wherever it's needed. Russell Hall says, if the knife was nail clippers, they'd have found it. So fucking true. That's always fucking courtrooms. And I had to go into like a city hall building for any reason, like a court building or something for just any fucking reason. It's like I was like a nail clipper on me or something and they lose their minds on it about that. Like, God damn, those things can fly though. Phil Booty says, I used to take screws out of desks at school, and 10 years later, I still had them in my bag, went through airport security, and they flipped out. Oh, man, that's screws? Like, that doesn't seem like a big deal either. 200 Watt Studio says, ladies, come to Palm Springs, warm and good food. I still need to make my way out there for more.
I've been to Palm Springs. I haven't been there in a while. I was in Palm Springs and Palm Desert. I went to the water park that's now closed in Palm Springs.
I have been to Palm Springs once. I worked at the film festival when I was working in catering, and that was it. So
it's weird. One of the people I went to Palm Desert with is dead now. It's like, it's weird to think about that.
Yeah, that's weird. Phil Booty says cowboys and country music, Outback Australia. Well, sounds good to me. We can we got a lot of I have always said the first Jesse Fest is going to be in Australia because Australia is so much fun and I have so many fucking Australian fans. So
I want to go to Australia so bad, and I just want to hug a koala.
I got a pat one when I was there. I did get to pat one.
I just want to hold one and cuddle with it.
A wombat, and
I'd be crying if I ever got to hold a koala. Like, you just see like tears streaming down my face.
Their fur is like really thick and weird. It's like bristly.
That's what she said.
We should definitely go to Australia together. Okay. Well, that's a question for you, so I'll wait. It's literally a super chat for Anna. I'll skip. All right, Azazel, it's your super chat, so I'll read it in a second. And Russell Halls was for her. Okay, all of these are like Anna-centric ones. Macy Van Dusen, I'll read yours. I just received the warning. Here, have some money. And you all are looking gorgeous. Thank you so much, Macy. I did see you. Thank you also for the super sticker with the black cat. Deano, the pair with the thumbs up. We got a kitty and a pear. Okay. So now I'm just imagining what one of my cats would do if it saw like a little pear walking around with and gave it a thumbs up. Jane, when it stuck its thumbs up, Jane would go, he would just like immediately freak out and he does the like, you guys watch cats be. They do like, they'll do like this, they'll lift their paw up and they'll just like they're trying to poke down at it or something, or like strike it.
All right,
like
I'm back.
Signal their disapproval. I was just talking about cats and how because we had a black cat emoji sticker and then we had the pear thumbs up sticker. And I was like, if a pear gave my cat the thumbs up, Jane would just do one of those like, freak out and just like smack it and run away. So I had to skip a few supers because they were all like for you. So
hello.
Because Azazel says, is that a Portugal flag? Are we celebrating Cristiano? Legend.
I'm Portuguese. Oh yeah, big news in the world of soccer, Jesse. So it's like the comeback of the fucking century. So as you know, I'm Portuguese, and as you know that I have informed you many, many times and reminded everyone many, many times, Cristiano Ronaldo, the best soccer player in the world, is like the pride of the country. He signed back with Manchester United. And so it's like, he's returned. So it's like the world lost its mind with this announcement because there was talks of him going to Manchester City and everyone's like, you fucking traitor. How dare you? And so he's back with Manchester United. Huge fucking news. The internet lost its mind. Everyone saw, like, if they followed me on, or if they follow me on Twitter or Instagram, like I was blowing each of them up with just Ronaldo. And I'm fucking pissed. I can't find my Manchester United jersey. I've looked, I'm like, where the fuck is it? And so that's been driving me crazy. But you guys, there's old videos of me in it. You guys can go see my Manchester United jersey. But
Manchester United fans are the hooligans, right?
The Manchester United fans.
The fans, right? Isn't it the Manchester United fans that are called the hooligans? And are like the really rowdy ones? And Okay, Anna's just making words at me like I'm crazy. Somebody's for sure going to know what I'm talking about. Michelle O'Rourke, is it because of his penis? Is it because the hammer is his penis? Is little Michelle giving it up tonight? Again, these are not the hammer. The hammer is my penis. Sorry, this is the greatest line in all of cinema. Okay, hooligans are just soccer fans in general. Okay, but isn't the Manchester United ones that are supposed to be like the super crazy ones though? Like that have like
Messi is not better. Messi didn't raise the stock by fuck. I don't even know the numbers anymore, but I was looking at all of that. No, Messi got traded, but here's the thing: Messi doesn't have. He's not as beloved as Ronaldo is. Like if Ronaldo signs a deal with someone, the world loses its fucking mind. You know, people like, oh, Messi is better. Messi is better. Like, no, he's fucking not. No.
So, Russell Hall points out that you said you weren't going to watch anyone else die, but you said you're okay letting Cecil die.
Technicality.
Okay, so Russell asked, what about Cecil doing aerobics in a thong?
Nobody wants to see that shit.
Cecil's gonna fucking die.
Oh my
God. 200 Watt Studio says, Jesse, you're pixelated. I know. Please tell Jeff to get off the internet and unplug the garage door opener.
Everyone, my art channel got approved for monetization.
Yay!
I'm monetized now on my art channel.
Let's get a link.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. I got the notification yesterday that I got approved, that I was eligible, and so I applied yesterday, and it actually went through this fast. So that's amazing.
Oh my God. Wow. You know how long it took me to get monetized, right?
It did. It took you for fucking ever.
6 fucking months.
Which is bullshit. I thought it was going to take me forever too, but I guess they're doing it faster now.
That's because they convinced everyone else to get the fuck off of YouTube. So now they've kicked enough people off. They don't have a backlog because they won't let anyone grow anymore. But guys, here is the link. I'm going to post in the description right here, guys. If you're not subbed, make sure you go over there. I'm sure there'll be a celebration stream soon. So make sure you're subbed to the Art of Anna TSWG Studios, so you can catch the celebration stream and be one of the first people to send super chats over on that art channel.
Oh, thank you.
Every day, by the way, every day I sit there and I get to the point where I've like almost finished my makeup and I'm like, fuck, I forgot to take a better eye picture for Anna. Every fucking day. Oh, speaking of other good news, not nearly as exciting as your monetization, but did you hear Batwoman finally did something right? Granted, it is so little and so late that nobody gives a fucking shit. But Batwoman actually decided against race swapping Poison Ivy and instead actually cast a fucking redhead.
I saw that. I was like, wow, a ginger made it through.
Clearly the one. Now I actually think I'm going to have to start going on a Save Batwoman crusade, because if you think about it from the beginning, the wig has been an obnoxious, like bright red thing in this. Clearly Batwoman is the only piece of media on television committed to saving the redhead. So we need to save it, because obviously we don't need to care if our media is worth quality anymore, if it has good acting or plots or stories. As long as it does one good thing, we should fight for that one thing and ignore everything else. And in this particular instance, saving the redheads is far more important than anything else. And this answer is far less interesting than my hammer is the penis one, but I love you anyway, Michelle. Any hoozle, I do love that your man had to prove he was masculine enough to be your fiance, though. That makes me happy. I don't think anyone's gonna challenge Jeff on that one. Jeff is like 3 of my dads. Oh my God. So I think we're good on that. Actually.
Oh, how was it like when he met Drunk 3PO? Who was bigger?
Jeff. They're in good company though. Like it looks like 2 guys of roughly the same size hanging out, but Jeff does have him by a couple of inches. Guys, I'm sorry about the pixelation. I don't fucking know why it's doing this. It's not usually like this. I'm not on the Wi-Fi on my phone. I'll even disconnect it from my iPad here. Jeff might be on it, but I don't know. Like our TV's hardwired at this point. I don't fucking know why it's being throttled like this. So I apologize that I'm pixelated, but Anna's coming in clear, so I guess you have to.
I'm sorry. That's weird.
You have to have only Anna today. Only Anna's. It's like OnlyFans, but there's no porn.
Oh God, dude. You know what happened when I found out, like when the news with OnlyFans and like them getting rid of like the porn? I
Yep.
gotta tell you, Jesse, all of the weirdos that send me messages, it blew up. I was like, what the fuck? Like all of a sudden, like my entire inbox was like, can I pay you for feet pics? Can I pay you for like these kind of pics? And I was like, okay, I usually get creepy messages like this, but why all of a sudden is it blowing up? And then I was like, oh, the OnlyFans fiasco.
This
Got
is
it.
why OnlyFans had to re-allow it, because probably everybody like you who suddenly got spam like that was like, please, OnlyFans, let your porn back on, please.
No, you know what it was OnlyFans. They said this bank, and like they name dropped who is like, you know, saying that like that they have to change. And so that was smart because all the chicks sent their simps after them, and so they had to change or they had to go back
That's
to
smart.
you know.
That's smart. See, that's when weaponizing the mob is for the greater good, because the internet is for porn. And because of that, I don't think anything on the internet should be banned from having porn on it unless it's for kids, because obviously. Oh, and she's sorry, Japan. I did highlight this earlier. She has daddy issues, calling it that chick on Instagram. Yep. It's funny. That super chat came in literally like the second before you said the thing about, you said basically the same thing. I was like, perfect. That's nailed it. Russell Hall says, enough of this. Let's watch a woman interacting with chipmunks in the woods. Look up Choo Choo's story. They let her shake their little paws. Hashtag no homo. I did look it up. I've watched it
last week.
We did. We looked it up when you told us. It was adorable. I just won't share videos because YouTube will copy claim me when I play my own YouTube videos on my channel. I don't want to know what it will do when I play somebody else's. Macy Video said, you're pixelated, Jesse. Anna is not. Yes. Oh, and Russell Hall. From now on, lesbians and feminists only get butt plugs. That seems reasonable. Emily says, you know why vegans are so mad? They never get any sausage. Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Plebe
of Reason says, Anna, hey Anna, you ever dance Luso for Artesia?
No, I can't dance. I can't dance to save my life, guys. I had to take like dance for, I don't know, like around 12 fucking years. I cannot dance to save my life. I look like a retarded penguin having a seizure.
I have great rhythm, but I can't dance. If someone taught me how to, I'd probably be okay at it. But yes. Orville Nation, thank you so much for the super sticker. Keep it up. Whoa, I still need to get with you. How should I reach out to you? Let me figure it out. I'll still need to figure that out and do that because I do want to do that. Lost my Russell Hall says women want a man with a sensitive side who respects them and their feelings. The kind of man who's not into butt stuff and cries over killer robots.
That's a jab at Yellow Flash. Yellow Flash got really drunk and he went on this rant about how if you don't cry at this one episode of Gundam, that you have no soul and you hurt cats. Like it was an hour-long drunk like rant, and we're all just laughing our ass off at him. And he's like, no man, if you didn't cry at Gundam, you have no soul. The funniest fucking thing, and we're all just dying because he just doubled down on it.
Oh my god, you gotta love it.
It's so funny
when it's appropriate. Oh my goodness. All right, where am I now? Russell Hall says, Anna, just so you know, you're turning into Shane. I'm not sure what prompted that, but
who said that?
Russell Hall accused you.
How am I turning into Shane?
It was when you were talking about the koalas. I don't know what prompted that, but it was around the koala discussion.
That's weird.
Dateslav act mand carry. Hashtag keep fighting. Thank you. Lovely hashtag. We love that one.
Oh, mandatory carry.
Oh.
He changes his name now and again, but that's just like that was his name for years.
I did.
So it's like that's just what I know him as.
References. I see what's up. Russell Hall says, I'm not watching Batwoman. All gingers can die first. Well, that's not very magnanimous of you. We have gingers. Let me tell you, that it is the ginger fight is very important to me. I got canceled for racism for making the redheaded erasure video. apparently demonstrated that I didn't understand the importance of representation for other races in film, and therefore I was racist, and that's why I lost my sound guy cheesesteaks. So if you want to know one of the reasons that show hasn't shot in a while, it's because I'm too racist to still be friends with my friend, according to his girlfriend, who was roughly the same skin color as Jeff. Rosal, thank you for the super
issues too.
Yeah, just a couple. I think she just had issues with her man being friends with women who were prettier than she was, which was like every woman. Yeah, which is a problem because it's like every woman. I think asking a woman for feet pics is basically an attempt to get your foot in the door, so to speak. You start by asking for something simple. Yeah. Yes, and I think that's one of the many reasons it makes people so uncomfortable, because it's like it's the most basic sort of like vanilla kink thing to ask somebody, and there is a wide acceptance actually too. If you talk to certain people, there is an acceptance for some people, like even actors, models, and stuff like that, who are like, yeah, you will get the weirdos who want to pay you hundreds of dollars to rub your feet. They don't want to do anything weird. They want to just sit there and give you a foot massage, and they'll pay you $500 to do it. And like there's an acceptance over.
Oh my god! If somebody wants to pay me $500, I love foot massages. Fucking, I'll take that. I usually have to pay for foot massages.
So there's been this sort of like slow acceptance of like the foot fetish as a thing, as this sort of benign kink where like people can get off on it and women can make money off of it, and everyone benefits without anybody like feeling like they're crossing lines or making anybody else uncomfortable, you know? And so I think it becomes that like gateway drug in that way, where it's like, oh, maybe you are asking because you legitimately are just a person who wants to think about sucking on toes, or maybe you're asking because you want to find out, okay, if this is the kind of chick who's willing to do something for a foot pick, what else is she willing to do? You know, where else can we take this? So yeah, no, I do think that definitely gives me hesitancy, you know, sometimes too. The one time I agreed to sell somebody bikini pictures, because they're honestly, those pictures are on my Instagram now. That's why I saw them, like, literally, you want to pay me he offered, he was like, I will give you $150 for pictures of you in a bikini. And I was like, I would put these on my Instagram if you hadn't already offered me $150 for them. And I later did, because he ended up deciding to be gross about it. And I was like, all right, well, now I get to show you how I just literally stole your money because you're an idiot, but whatever. But yeah, so yeah, no, like I've had that experience too of like someone being like, let me ask you for something that should be relatively a benign business transaction, and understood that this for me is just a business transaction, and then they made it creepy, and I was like, goodbye. So yeah, creepy. All the story. Dixon Slater says, oh wait, Phil Booty, missed you. Didn't want to miss
Oh my god,
Anna, you should look up the Hoof GP on YouTube. Okay. Trust me, like Dr. Pimple Popper, this is Dr. Pimple Popper keeping care of cow hooves top notch.
Okay, so I just checked one of the like my live streams, and to like see like the monetization thing. Okay, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 ads in a 1 hour time span on this video. And it was on a live stream. I didn't put those ads there. Here, I'll show you real fast. Like, I didn't do this. YouTube did this. And I know that YouTube did that. So I'm like going through to make sure that that's not going on. Look at this.
What the hell?
Are you sharing? All right. No,
sorry. I don't know. I'm like,
look at that. I didn't do this. And it's like, look, holy crap. But I was like, fuck.
Oh my God. What the fuck?
I know. So
they were all like punched in the beginning too. That's weird.
I know. YouTube does that. It's stupid. So I have to go through and like fix it. But so that was just for one. Because I remember one time I was trying to watch a live stream that Az did with your boy Zach. And it was like every 30 seconds there's a fucking ad. And I messaged him like, dude, I'm trying to watch this. And so he was at like the grocery store. And so he came home and he checked it. And he's like, Jesus fucking Christ. There's like, you know, like 100 fucking ads at the beginning of this like live stream. I'm like, dude, fucking fix this.
I'm usually pretty good at manually doing them on my streams after the fact, but I'm going to make sure I double check because it just makes people excited. It's like, wow.
Sometimes do it. So I'm going through and making sure they don't do that.
They'll like override your edits. Oh God, it's fucking stupid. But yeah, actually, if you do all that, I'm sure there are probably other ones with horses and stuff too. I'll bet like any kind of hoof, like rehabbing hoofs and doing like hoof trimming and stuff, you'd probably like that kind of shit. Dicks and Cider says, sometimes I argue with my demons, other times we just cuddle. Put it on the t-shirt. Russell Hall, I'll pay you for pictures of your feet is basically the new just the tip. You're trying to start somewhere and work your way up. Which is like, dude, that's the whole thing though. Like this world, so many problems are created in this world by people trying to get things that they want from people who don't want to give it to them, when there are other people in this world that do want to give them the things that they're looking for. You know, does that make sense? Stop trying to get things from people who don't want to give them to you, when just be open to the people. Stop trying to make other people into your people. When your people exist, just go find them. Does that make sense? I understand the desire sometimes when you meet a person.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's I don't know, probably Reddits or chat rooms for people that are into that kind of, didn't we talk? Exactly. It was when Kelly was here. She was the one that was busting all the news about the cannibalist bars and stuff.
So the point is that it exists. So many people, it's sometimes you meet friends sometimes. You meet a new person, you're you think you're going to be really good friends with them. And then you start to try to hang out with them and they're just not into the stuff you're into. And sometimes you try to make them into the stuff you're into, or they try to keep getting, you ever meet the person that keeps trying to get you to be into the stuff that they're into, and you're just not. You're I want to hang out with you. We can hang out and do the things we're both into, but they always want you to be into the things they're into. No, just find your common ground, or go find the people who are into the things you're into. So it's same thing, common relationship issues of I'm going to date this person and then turn them into the person I want them to be. Just fucking find the person who already is that way. There's billions of people on this planet. Try a few combinations first, for fuck's sake. This idiocy where people are I've dated 12 people and they're there's nobody for me on this earth. I've tried. I've met everybody and I've tried. I'm really? You really have fucking tried. You've really hedged your bets.
Oh my God, Jesse, look at this one. Look at how many, they're all in the fucking beginning of this video or of this live stream that I did. Look at that.
What the fuck?
I know. I didn't do that. YouTube did that. I'm going through every single one and trying to fix it. But holy fucking shit, YouTube. That's insane.
Russell Hall says, look, honestly, talking your way into a girl's bed is always just that. You put in the work and talk her into it, but the feet angle is just a bit creepy. No, because the thing is, every girl you think you've talked into sleeping with you was more ready to sleep with you than she let on beforehand. That's the way. That's our game. That's our side of it. And that's maybe it's, you know what? Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why we all need to stop playing games, because maybe part of the reason that guys keep getting reinforced or thinking that they are somehow convincing us and doing those things is because, women like to put them through tests and make them feel like they've won us or convinced us. So maybe it's a mutual thing. We all just need to drop the bullshit and just fucking say the words to each other. Stop convincing each other that we are prizes to be won, because that inherent discrepancies in relationships. When you treat somebody before you've even built a relationship with them like they are an object for you to win and possess and own, and women do this to men as much as they do this vice versa. This is not a gendered argument, but you inherently create that inequality, because you're creating an expectation that will never be met, because the thing will never be as shiny as it will shelf, whatever fucking is. And then you will always feel the sense of entitlement. I have this thing. I won this thing. I earned this thing. And will give you a sense of ownership over a thing that you're not supposed to feel ownership over. You're supposed to feel, I don't know, you're supposed to mutually build it together. It's not about winning a something or owning it or getting it. It's about both people equally wanting to be a part of whatever it is that you're building, and I just don't understand why another person would want to be part of it. That's for me, it's devastating, of course, when you wake up one day and realize that, you're the more invested party. But at that point, like, I also have been in the position where I realized I was the less invested party, and I was equally as committed to like ending it, because it was like, either way, why would I don't feel it's fair to put somebody else through that. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, relationships are about mutual people coming together to build something together and to want a same goal. And like, games are fun for dating and flirting and courtship and whatever in this, but like at some point, the game is never the end of it, even if you think the game is what got you to where you were or did or didn't. Like, it didn't. And understanding that, I think, is such an important part of like moving forward in relationships, if that makes sense.
You frozen. Oh no.
Oh, hooray. Hopefully I don't get kicked out. Am I back?
Well, I mean, we are a little bit past 2 hours. I do have to do like a PO box opening stream a little bit later and a painting stream. So, would you mind if like we read super chats and then,
I did want to hit the Thandie Newton thing really quickly, because we had mentioned that before the stream, and nobody is talking about that. I will say, if you wanted the more in depth, we'll just send people over to, Anna. Just go over to Anna's
video on it, Jesse. Since you're getting back into making content, I think you would make a great video on it.
I may or may not. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not making a lot of content. I'm kind of just making enough. I'm really not going to invest into YouTube, because YouTube is not investing back into me. So
I know, but the only way to grow is to continue to. You just kind of have to power through it. I mean, that's what I do.
Actually, if you're my channel, the only way to shrink faster is to start to put out more content. So yes, the only thing that's happened since I've started to put more content out is bad things. So we can talk more about that behind the scenes, though. But yeah, no, there is no universe in which my YouTube channel grows again. I think that's a man-made impossibility at this point, and I don't care. But alrighty. Well, let's just finish with the super chats then. Russell. You know that she's into you from the beginning, but you still have to put in the work. I guess it's like a test to see if you're just a fuck up. I mean, that's fair, right? That's different, though. Like, you enter into this knowing that she's into you, right? Knowing that she's interested. And so it's now your job to just not fuck up. That's it. Like, it's not really like a test, though. It's just like, hey, don't fuck this up. Like, hey, I'm into you. Do you want to bang? Okay, as long as you don't fuck this up by being a complete total tard, we'll probably bang. And like, the work you put in is great, because it just shows how invested you are. Realistically, you probably could put in a lot less effort and get the same result. But you probably end up with a lot better of a result in the long run by putting in the effort, because, lets people know what kind of a guy you are and what kind of efforts you are and are not going to put into a relationship. So there you go. Russell, fortunately, my middle name is Cunning Linguist. Well, that's very fortunate for you, and all the carpets that you clean. So that does do it for show. And Greg Kirby says, shrink fast, just take a cold shower. Hi, Anna and Jesse. Dear God, Greg Kirby, what a way to make an entrance.
Hello.
For that. The long short of it is that Thandie Newton is having words about, she spoke out about basically how her character was not supposed to die in Solo. Her character was supposed to
like be ejected into space. So it was supposed to be like left like open-ended, like does she die or not? But as we all know, Solo had they had reshoots, they had budget problems. Solo lost money, and they literally couldn't afford to shoot that scene, so they just blew her up. I'd be pissed. I said, I was like, I'd be pissed too if I was her. And
Absolutely.
She does make the whole race comment thing. And I need to find the video where, because she did it on this interview with, was it Inverse? I can't remember but then there's like some video, but I need to find it, but you can only watch it on People TV for streaming. And so I need to find it on the TV and just figure it out how to watch it. But yeah, she makes it about, they can't do that to like the first Black woman on screen. And I'm like, ugh, you had a good argument until that.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with that argument, though, and I'd be interested to hear it in context, in spoken word form, because that's how she was marketed to us. She was marketed to us as the first named black character in Star Wars, the first named black female character in Star Wars. And so I feel like the point she's making is like, don't get so excited about me being the first black female character in Star Wars if that's how you're gonna treat me. Turns out now she claims that she turned down a role in a superhero movie because she was just gonna play the mom that bit the dust. And she didn't want to once again be the first black mom in a superhero movie just to get fucking killed off in her first goddamn scene so that everyone could use her name to virtue signal everywhere. I think her saying that is her basically saying you can't use me as your virtue signal. I'm more than a virtue signal. I'm a character. Like give me a real role. Don't sit here and tell me how important it is that I'm the first black this, I'm the first black that, how fucking important it is when that's the role you're gonna give me. That's what you're gonna treat. If it's so important I'm here, then treat my character with some goddamn dignity when she's on screen,
Well, I mean, also she's actually a really good actress. I remember when the first movie I saw her in was The Chronicles of Riddick, and I remember she's burning her eyeliner on. And I was like, oh, Jesus.
My first was Mission Impossible too. She was the first movie chick I did, like the first like female love interest chick I didn't hate. First, very first one.
Well, I mean, somebody was saying that she's racist, and I'm like, no, because if you read the article more, because I only showed the Star Wars stuff, and I was like, you need to read this whole article. But she talks about how she's just like, when she was a kid, she was in she loved she named her kid Ripley after Ellen Ripley. Like, it's not like she's not racist. She is saying things like, virtue signaling about, well, I'm the first black woman on screen. And she brings up like Lupita was there, but Lupita, it was a character. And I pointed this out that because Disney, they do virtue signal about black people. They're like, yeah, we have diversity. We have a gay kiss in The Rise of Skywalker. Oh, but we're going to edit it out when it's a country that doesn't approve of that. Also, we're going to shrink the black character and we're going to completely remove Maz Kanata, Lupita's character, from the Chinese poster. So it's like they do treat black people bad. They literally just use people as props. That's it. You're just our token black person. You're a token Asian. You're our token gay people. And we're only going to utilize you when we need in the countries that allow virtue signaling.
Exactly. In service of exactly what Greg Kirby says, forced diversity.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So guys, we are going to wrap this so that Anna can unbox and that I can
in a little bit. I have to do things, but yeah.
Yes. No, it's not suggesting that it's not trying to convince you all to go over there right now. No, Anna needs times and lives and things. But and I need to get warm because sitting in this part of the room, just in the wind tunnel, means that my temperature just slowly drops over the course of
I remember I was like, I need a blanket.
Yep. But guys, if you want a little more on the Thandie Newton subject, maybe I'll make a video, but Anna does already have a full video up on her channel, so make sure you do check that out. She's also got a lot of coverage. We were talking a lot about the Cowboy Bebop topic earlier. Anna's got great coverage on that over there too. If you didn't get to see the clip of what the actress said before she took it down, I believe the whole thing's in your first video, right? And a bunch of the clips are in the second one.
It is first video.
So make sure you check out that for those things. Anna, before we go, where can the people find you? What are you getting up to? Where should they all look for you?
You can find me on my channel, That's Star Wars Girl. You can see me on Twitter, That's Star Wars Girl. You can find me on Instagram as That Star Wars Girl, and on Facebook as That Star Wars Girl. I have a Facebook page, and I also have another YouTube channel, which is The Art of Anna TSWG Studios, and that's where I paint. I do painting streams on there almost every single day, so I live stream a lot more over there. I'm doing this project right now called the Eye Project. So if you want me to paint your eye, so this is actually John Malin's character from his comic book. Ooh. So I painted this, and so if you want me to paint your eye, I'm doing a project right now called the Eye Project, and if you send me a photo of your eye, I'll do a painting of it.
You have your little flyer I can pull up real quick if people
yes, I do. Yeah. So
that's over on Anna's The Art of Anna TSWG Studios, and those links are all in the all of Anna's channel links are in the description right here below. And I'll hold this up here for you guys. If you want to leave it for a minute and take a screenshot if you want to as well, if you would like to submit your eye.
So what I'm doing right now is I've been wanting to do a gallery show for a while because I haven't done one in a long time. And so I also have been wanting to just do, so these are studies. And so I explained, because somebody was like, oh, Anna, you're actually improving. And I'm like, this is what remember the Karate Kid with Miyagi? It's like, okay, you got You're doing all of the fuck. I'm blanking on it. Of course,
Wax on, wax
Huh?
off. Wax on.
Yes, wax on, wax off. Okay, well, so if you do something, this is why I say the only way to improve is something is you have to do it every single day. So I wanted to get better at painting eyes. So I wanted to paint 200 eyes. And so that's just my goal. So I've been painting almost every day. I'm actually down to my last canvas. I'm waiting for the other ones to come in. So I might have to like take a little break from the eye project and work on another project. But so what I want to do is I want to get 200 eyes. And then I have a friend of a friend that has a gallery here in Southern California. And so what the plan is once I have enough once I get the 200 eyes is to kind of have like a fans meetup, because a lot of people do it at conventions. And I was like, well, I don't really want to do it at a convention. What if I just create an event of my own? And if you guys, and Star Wars Theory actually gave me this idea when he had his fan film in LA. And so all the people that showed up for that, obviously I'm not Star Wars Theory. I don't have a 3 million subscriber channel, but I figured if people wanted to, that would be something fun that we could do. And it could be like an art gallery show. You guys can come and see the wall of eyes, see all the other paintings, like me painting Chucky. That's like the one, the wood Chucky thing. But so this is the eye project. So it's, if you're interested in participating, it's tswgstudios.eyeproject@gmail.com. That's where to email me. What I need is a photo of your eye. You let me know what your eye color is, because some photos are like it's darkly lit and I think it's brown, but then there's like, no, it's blue. And so then it's the name you would like me to use for the live stream, because I live stream this on my art channel. So you guys get to watch me paint this in real time. And while I'm painting, I film a time-lapse video and I can show you guys that. I post this on my Instagram and on my Twitter. And so this is an example of the finish. So this was the first photo that was sent to me. This is the painting, and then I add leafing. And then these are examples of like the correct angle and like good lighting. And then it's also, remember, the clearer and the higher resolution the photo is, the better the painting will be.
Russell
and
Hall
for this, I have no, Russell Hall, I'm not painting that, so don't ask.
Spidey Leo Slayer says, hey, Anna, did you find my eye pic? I'm next, right? Yes.
I haven't even looked, but all I have to do is look up your name, dude. So
I'm sure it's there.
Yeah,
and you're here all the time, Spidey. So I'm sure if it got lost or some way, you'll get a chance to resubmit it. I'm sure.
Let me just share my whole screen. So this is my art Instagram, if you're not following me there. But so this is just kind of like examples. I film time-lapse videos. So while I'm streaming it, I actually film things on my phone because it's a better camera. And so iPhones do have a time-lapse thing. So I film it and then I post it on Instagram and then on my Twitter. I think I'm going to start doing like YouTube shorts on this art channel. I just have to figure out how. Yeah. And so I'll add like copyright-free music to this. Nice. And so hopefully that like helps grow that art channel. But so it's like, this is something that's cool. You can send to like your friends and family, or if you just want to look at it, like, look, somebody's painting my eye. That's cool. I think it's fun. Some people said it was really weird at first, but I think once they see the process, they kind of understand what I'm doing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's really neat.
Fun to paint your eye.
I will get you a quality picture soon, I swear. That looks awesome.
Thank you.
That's so cool.
So yeah, that's what's going on with me. So if you guys are interested, let me know.
Well, I will definitely be resubmitting mine. I get to bypass the hard stuff. I just text Anna a picture like a jerk. I'm just like, you're doing. I can email too. It's easier. All right. Got to plug myself a little bit too, because I don't know. I live here. Guys, make sure you're checking me out on Live It. That link is going down in there. That's my primary platform right now. I'm also back and active on Patreon again. You guys are getting songs there. You're getting pictures. You are going to be getting some not approved for Instagram pictures as well, and lots of cat pictures. So lots more stuff going on Patreon right now. Also on Live It, lots of music going on over there. Live streaming there most days of the week. Encouraging everyone to just support me places other than YouTube, because YouTube hates me. most importantly, though, the time I do want you to come support on YouTube is this Saturday, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. We are going to be having our first movie club. It'll be me, it'll be Jeff, it'll be Dion from World Class Bullshitters, but most importantly, it will be Richard Chu, one of the most prolific editors of all time. He has an over 50-year career that includes films like Risky Business, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and Star Wars from 1977, for which he won an Academy Award. We are watching Nothing But a Man 1964 and Mudbound from 2017. And I'm really excited because Nothing But a Man is actually the movie that was one of the things that got Richard to drop out of law school in the first place to go pursue film. So without this film, we might not have had Star Wars. So definitely check it out.
Star Wars the way we've seen it.
Exactly. We would not have Star Wars the way we've seen it. That's for damn sure. So definitely check that out. If you want to know more about Richard, also, he did a 4-part interview retrospective of his career on my channel as well. So that's pretty effing awesome. You can get acquainted with that. Let me post the link for the stream. There's a little trailer. You can check it out, drop a like, share it around, make sure everyone knows where and when it's happening. And be there on Saturday. We got a couple more super chats just then. Russell Hall says, not painting what? What was wrong with it?
Russell Hall, I don't have any patience for this. And this is one thing, guys. I'm kind of going to Dragon Lady mode. Because I honestly do feel like a little bit apart. When I was watching Devil Wears Prada, I'm like, Miranda Priestley, like, I was like, I get her. I understand where she's coming from. Whereas everyone else is relating to Anne Hathaway. I'm like, no, I totally get Miranda. Okay.
Well, I get her too.
I can get humor, but when I'm actually trying to do like a project, I don't have any patience for it. And so it's like, don't send me your sob story. Don't send me love letters. This email is literally just for this project. And it does really irritate me when I'm trying to do something, like I'm trying to get something done in a professional manner and be respectful. And you send me a fucking picture, a terrible pixelated picture of Gates McFadden's eye. I have no patience for it. And I just delete those emails. It's like, if you're not going to be serious, I'm not going to take you seriously. And so it's one thing to like, there's a fucking bug. It's one thing to joke around in live streams and stuff, but I have no patience for that when I'm actually working. So take that in mind.
You've been told, Russell Hall. You've been told. All of my work is boring and frivolous and stupid, so you can control me anywhere I am, anytime. I don't do anything important whatsoever. Actually, you cannot control me when I'm teaching my fencing lesson. But that's because it's at a private residence. But aside from that, you can pretty much come bother me and troll me anywhere, Russell Hall. Greg Kirby says, I'll buy that for $2. She pancakes. Do you want a little she pancake, Russ? Greg Kirby, you deserve a little she pancake, and he's right here. So we'll have a little pancake to say goodbye. Goodbye. Alrighty. Well, that's going to do it for us today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for supporting the Matriarchy, because we matter. She pancake matters. And we'll be back. Actually, I won't be here next week. I forgot to tell you. Because I will be in Cincinnati for Horror Hound. We leave next Tuesday. So
okay.
Yes. So I'll be abandoning you. I'm sorry. But yes, it'll be on Anna's channel next week with whatever slightly less awesome person she decides to replace me with. And
no, I was actually going to talk to you about this. There's a few people that I want to invite on. I wanted to invite Aiden Paladin on again, but I want you to meet her because
I'd love to.
I don't think you guys have met.
No, I reached out to her once when you weren't around, but she didn't message me back. So she's probably like, who's this weirdo?
Well, she's also like in the UK, so she kind of has a crazy time. But I think I've been wanting to ask Elaine from Nerd Cookies on with us as well. And then I don't know if you know this YouTube channel. It's funny. She's very funny. I think you would like her. You like her sense of humor. But her channel's name is Sugar Tits.
Yes. Okay.
So I just discovered that she followed me on Twitter. I was like, oh my gosh, she follows me. And I was like, oh, cool. And nice. So I was like, I've been meaning to ask her, but you know how I'm like so nervous about approaching like someone that I've never spoken to.
Huh.
But I think I'll try to see if I can get Elaine on next week. But
nice.
Yeah.
I've got to connect with that woman Amy that we were talking to in my building because she's somebody I'd like to get on. There's somebody in my building who's on a Star Wars web series.
Yep.
And she's like, I mean, everyone's in a web series, and that she's like, also she's been in real stuff before. So I'd love to get her on too to talk Star Warsiness. Star Warsiness. Oh my God. Social Justice Jesse, thank you thank you for being here today. I just want to say you really livened up the chat. We appreciate you. Yay, Greg Kirby says, wee, 200 likes. Thank you so much for pimping those likes out in the chat there. And thank you everyone who helped make that happen today. Perfect. Well, now that we have 200 likes, sorry, cat. I scared the cat. Now we can go. All right. So goodbye, and we'll see y'all next time. God Empress.
Bye.